Because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
I'm trying this for the first time. This is StreamYard sounds.
It sounded like rain rather than clapping.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah.
Well, we also got this too. We could do this instead. Probably not. Or my favorite.
Instinctually, because Gary's got the one which has the extra notes on the end, I expected them to play even after the gong. Yeah.
Stupid Asian sounds? Yeah. Yeah. Oopsies.
The booze was weird, though. It sounds like it was recorded from an actual theater, because everything's quite distant and echoey.
Yeah. They have a couple sounds, but they're not very fun. Here. Okay, this is probably gonna be.
I didn't even know they had sounds built in.
It's the sound of Az and his boyfriend. But anyways, hi everyone. We are unsupervised today. Wicked.
Yeah. Is filming her movie that's out at the end of the year, so she's got a lot of work to do.
Oh yeah, the
Wicked
the
2,
musical.
you know. Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, what movie are we talking about? Oh no.
It's like, yeah,
oh
yeah,
no.
it's quite big. A few people have heard about it, you know. She was like, well, I could do the stream, but then again, the movie is about me, so you know, I should probably oversee it.
But she's not the Wicked Witch. She's not gonna be, painted green. She's gonna be the nice witch, Glinda.
I would say the Wicked Witch.
Wow.
Just for lulz.
Wow. Well, if between us, chat, who would be the Wicked Witch? Me and Disbrew. I can't do a poll, so 1 for me, because I'm on the left, and then 2's for Disbrew. Who would be the Wicked Witch? I have a feeling they're gonna say me.
Probably. Hopefully. That's the way it should work.
Wow, Disbrew's getting it.
there are many adjectives that could describe me. I don't think wicked is one of them. I'd be the arsehole of the West. That would be the one there.
I never want to enter the asshole of the West.
The asshole in the West. There are many stories. The yellow brick road, the brown brick road leads to the arsehole in the West.
I'm probably just the brick road because I'm yellow, right?
Yeah, you're just the road.
I'm just the road. That's it. I think my ancestors at one point was probably making roads. I know they made railroads, but not roads for sure. We'll see. Anyways, yeah. So Wicked decided to leave us, and we're alone. And this is gonna be a 6-hour stream at least. Do you think?
Oh, probably, yes. Until Wicked appears, like, next week. She'll log in at some point. It's like, how are you still here? You need to log off. I need to do something with my own channel for once.
I'm gonna take a nap on the bed, and Disbury will just keep going. He'll keep the show going.
It's like, what can we talk about now? Well, actually, have you heard about NASA?
Is there something with NASA happening?
Yeah, they're firing a load of people.
For what reason?
I didn't read all the article, but NASA's been in trouble for years. It was made during the Cold War, but it was made to survive the Cold War. So it's very inefficient. It's spread all over the country so that you couldn't just nuke it.
Like the government.
Well, yes, but this was deliberately designed to be wasteful. Like, it was built into it that it was spread all over the place. And it wastes loads of money. It doesn't do anything. And there was a time, I don't know if it's still going, but they retired one of their spaceships, and then didn't have the next one ready for like 10 or 15 years. Like, it wasn't in the plans. There was just going to be a space agency with no spaceship. And so they just started renting everything out to like Elon Musk and everything, because he could do it way cheaper and way more effectively than they could. So I think eventually people have gone, what is the point of us? Like, we don't do anything. We don't have a spaceship. And we just pay a private contractor to do everything we should be doing. So
just pay
why are we employed?
They're the middleman that doesn't do anything at all. Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, NASA is not innovative, clearly.
Well, it's like, because before with spaceships and stuff, you could argue that space tech was also like weapons technology. If you can make a missile that goes to space, you can make a missile that hits someone on the other side of the world. But now they're all about speed, which are very different things than being efficient. So Elon's got that kind of nailed down with all the reusable rockets and stuff, and NASA's just so far behind. They can't do anything like that.
Well, because they're not efficient, clearly. Why would you want your company to be in so many different places? I mean,
well,
sure.
It made sense when you don't get... If you're under threat of nuclear attack, being, well, you can nuke us there, but you've got to hit us 10 other times, makes sense. But it doesn't when you want to be cheap, and you want all your people next to each other so they can talk to each other and build in the same place.
It makes me think of a Resident Evil 3, where they have the different satellite, underground hives, and then they all come talk in a meeting. They'll do like hologram version meetings with each other.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of makes me think of that, but like I would think, the hive or Umbrella Corp would be a bit more efficient with their money than NASA, because it's not publicly.
Well, it's a private company, so it would make sense. A lot of that stuff that I was like, yeah, you can kind of imitate that with Zoom calls and things, but the issue with Zoom calls is you have to set a time for everyone to turn up. Whereas if you're just in the same room as someone, you can just walk over to their desk, go, hey, Steve, do you know the answer to this? He's like, yeah, we do this, and then just walk off. So everything's way more efficient. It was like when Elon was doing the whole Doge stuff. I think he made 3 or 4 man, maybe 5-man groups. And it was like, this person's a lawyer, he just deals with all the law stuff. These people are mathematicians, they just find the problem. This is someone from HR that knows all the legislation around, can we actually fire them and how can we do it? And each person had a job, and they only spoke with each other, and they were just at the same desk. So small units are just way more efficient.
I absolutely agree. That's the one thing I wish with this job was that we were closer for, conversing. And I mean, like, especially working with Gary, it's just so much easier in person. I can just be like, stand up, walk over. Hi, I'm going to bother you now.
I think a lot of it is just the size of the team. Because with a small group of people, you can just set up a group chat. And then as long as you check it regularly, it doesn't really matter. But when you have sprawling companies of hundreds of people. Oh my God.
Broken telephone. It's a real thing. Okay. And especially if the trickle down from boss to manager to manager to manager, things get lost.
Oh yeah,
in
we had a thing over here where it came out, I think it was in the NHS, that to change a light bulb from the person seeing it to getting the light bulb installed, it had to go through 21 people to get all sorted out, because it had to go through a whole load of people to get permission, then it had to get signed off with money, then someone had to buy the light bulb, then it had to go down to get organised, so eventually the guy just putting it in. It was 21 people.
How much does it cost to do that? Holy crap.
I think it did say, and it was a ridiculous amount of money. We had one where they changed the name of a road. So all you think, you just decide on it, then you print a sign, you put it down. What, like a few £100 for the sign? This one cost £20,000 to rename a road. Because they had loads of meetings. They had all these people go, what should we name it? Well, we need to bear in mind social justice. Well, actually, I think we need to bear in mind this piece of history. Well, I'm a victimized class. I think I mine it. And it just goes on and on. It's
okay, because that happened in Toronto, too. So we found, or not we, but like the city had found that there was a person, the last name Dundas, who ended up having had slaves or something like that. And Dundas Street is a very long street in Toronto. So to do all the...
Had to fit all the slaves on it.
Yeah. To change Dundas in itself, it was an estimated cost of $12.7 million. So for virtue signaling, you want to spend $12.7 million? Are you kidding me?
This is the whole point.
Apple.
But it's the infinite case of easy come, easy go. It's not their money, so they don't care. What they care about is the virtue signaling, because it makes them feel good. So, yeah, of course I'm going to spend your money to make me feel good. Why would I not? That's as far as their logic goes.
I feel like such a capitalist. I'm like, F that, keep the money. But I will say, they did not actually change the name of the street. They changed the square, like the little city square area, to Sankofa Square. I don't even know what that means.
No. This was a name that meant something to a name that means nothing to anybody, except the guy that named it.
You should just call it Toronto Square at that point.
Like all those people that discovered, like, an animal and just named it after themselves. That's all they've done there. Everything has been named now, so they're just stealing other people's names.
Well, to be fair, there's like a bunch of different names that I know are in the UK and other major cities. It's all recycled names.
Oh, it's so, like, confusing as well. And I hear people talking in America, Canada, and Australia, and it's just English names. I'm like, yeah, I went to Birmingham. I was like, wait, where?
It's like Hamilton. I think that's another common one. That could be quite a few different cities around.
Well, at least you've got New York, because we have York, and then you have New York. That makes sense. But when you just copy them entirely, and who hates a place so much that they're like, yeah, I'm going to go off to this barren wilderness and build a city out of the dirt just because I hate where I am so much. But I am still going to call it Birmingham. It's like, yeah, I simultaneously hated where I lived enough to leave, but good name. I can't be bothered to think of a new one.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's get to a few of these soups before we start. We got SC615 for $5, says preemptive weekly Freren plug until Disprove watches it early before we get too deep into a topic. Have a great show, everyone. Cheers.
I will get round to it. It was going to be this week, and then I got distracted with, like, some Korean reality TV show where they set up a set with loads of evidence in it and a murder mystery, and all of the people have to, like, role-play characters, and they've got to solve the murder mystery while role-playing the characters in the murder mystery. And, yeah, I got distracted. Like, there's just this woman hanging outside a hotel, and there's, like... That is a bit of a spoiler, but they've got to solve bits. They've got to solve bits inside the hospital, and then they periodically do. I accuse you of being the murderer. It's really weird. Like in the operating room with a candlestick. I was like, it's like Cluedo in real life.
Wait, what is it called?
I'll have to check my Netflix. I can't remember the name.
Take a look while I read this next super chat. Says, Daz for 2 Australians says, morning. Glad to see the kidnappers released X-Ray. Thank you. You know, ICE held me for a while. Dean Cain came and arrested me, and I wanted to stay, and they're like, you gotta go. So that's why I'm here.
It's the one case where ICE is like, no, you're not leaving. I didn't know someone that went to, I think it was Mexico, and then when you're at the airport, they hit you with a leaving fee. And I'm like, what happens if you don't pay? Do they just keep you there? Like, this is the only, like, immigration fine where you get charged for staying in the country.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's so much per day of living. And I don't think it's much, but it is per day of occupying the country. So, of course, they can only charge you as you leave. But I'm like, yeah, what happens if you don't go? Do they just stop you? It's like, no, until you find the money.
No, they just keep.
You're gonna have to work.
They keep adding to your fee. It's like
they just send you to the mines.
That have like those kids that work for them. They're like, oh, your housing fee is $5, but you work, it's like $4.50. So you're just gonna be with us forever.
Oh yeah, we had workhouses like that. Well, Oliver Twist. That's what it was based on.
Did you figure out the name?
It's called Crime Scene Zero.
Crime Scene Zero. Okay. Well,
Murder in the Abandoned Hospital.
I've been working on Alice in Borderland. I've only gotten to episode 2, so
Oh, so barely started. I don't consider the first episode to be part of the series, to be honest.
I'm on episode 2, okay? Before episode 1 is complete.
Oh no, it's not about what you've watched. I'm just saying that first episode, I couldn't stand it.
It's until the 3rd episode that it gets like perfect. I didn't like the real life stuff, but I know you needed it to get to know the characters, so.
Oh no, I mean season 3, episode 1.
Oh, haven't gotten there. I'm on season 1, episode 1.
No, I like season 1, episode 1.
That's why I really wanted to watch it.
That's one of the reasons I like season 1 and 2, is because I think it's like gold standard of characterization, because it does it quickly while doing something else. And so I don't feel like it lags, and you still get into the thing very quickly. You get into Alice in Borderland way faster in season 1, episode 1 than you do season 3, episode 1. Even though you already know what's going to happen. So it's like, why are you wasting time?
We'll have a conversation about this when I get there. Hopefully I will be able to speed through this. I've just been
my spoiler-free review of season 3, episode 1 was "My wife's retarded," which makes sense when you watch it.
Isn't that like the story of any California couple?
Well, yeah, in California, but in Alice in Borderland, his wife's actually really good for the first 2 series. And then they just annihilate her in season 3. So,
well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, it's really strange. Especially coming from, like, Western audiences, where you're like, okay, so you kept the bloke the same guy, but you ruined his wife. It's normally the other way around.
Well, we're used to guys being, like that. Thank you, Hollywood.
All I wanted was for them to keep the same characters, and she keeps part of it, but it's just her motivation. The motivation of a lot of the characters is not good.
That's sad. Yeah, she took too much Tylenol. Gary Thomas for 5 says, "Hello all. Rest in peace to Dame Patricia Routledge, best known as Hyacinth Bucket in Keeping Up Appearances. She passed away yesterday.
The Bucket Woman.
96.
It's Bouquet, actually.
Bouquet, really?
No, well, that's the entire. It's a sitcom, so the entire joke is that she's like a woman pitching above her means, so everyone calls her the Bucket Woman, and she's like the Hyacinth Bouquet residence, and she's always correcting them on the pronunciation because she's trying to.
Barbara Broccoli.
Oh yeah, it's broccoli. No, it isn't.
Not broccoli.
Yeah, I think when I was talking about her, I used the same reference. But yeah, it's a really good, very English comedy show, and it was like keeping up with the Joneses. Everyone else around her is like, "Oh, what are you doing?" But she's like, "No, I need to put on the airs and graces and try and keep in with the vicar." And her husband is he was probably one of the first of like the really put upon, just kind of broken man. Like, he was probably happy before he got married, but he's just been crushed under the constant henpecking.
Nag, 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 nag.
They even had a thing where I'd be driving, and she's like, she's like, watch out for the sheep! And he's breaking his, where? It's like, it's in the field!
Oh, thanks, dear. My God. Backseat drivers kill me.
Oh, she's always having to go at him about how he eats, drinks, what he wears all the time.
Primo wife right there. Andrew Matthews, member for 15 months, says, "Does X-Ray keep going to California to see her blanket?" No, I go to see my box, obviously.
The packaging box. I couldn't let that Amazon box go. It was,
Screw the blanket.
It was the curves. The curves on the box are what did it for me.
I love seeing it all battered and broken.
I like it torn up.
Carlos Lima for 5 says, "Let's get saucy. It's getting harder to breathe down here in the mines. Seeking my father's approval. Why are you in the mines?"
You haven't found, what is it, a kyber crystal that they used to make a lightsaber? You haven't found one of them yet.
Yeah, don't come home unless you find that crystal, Carlos, okay? Got standards here.
I'm assuming he tweeted that, super chatted that after the Mexican comment. Like, I just left it. It's like, I'll pay my fine, but not yours. You can work for yours.
You need to work your way out of this country, Carlos.
You're on your own, I'm afraid.
Poseidon for $20 says, "Good evening to the beautiful lady and long-haired spaniel." Wow.
I think that makes you the spaniel.
I think so.
Because you have longer hair.
Are you calling me a dog? I'm not going dogging though, okay? I know what that means.
You know what it means now. Well, remember, you forgot about it, because I've seen you... There was a previous stream on that same one where you Googled it, and then you must have just wiped out your memory.
But that's the thing.
This'll...
Like, who remembers these things? I don't. God.
Oh no, anything that's funny or interesting, like really unusual, I would remember. So... I've known that for a long time.
Yeah, it's funny and unusual, but with me, I get to relive a joke twice, or maybe even 3 times. Let's see, in a year or 2, someone please bring up dogging and see if I remember.
Or, there is also a different called cottaging. That is another one.
I've gone cottaging before, but that's not probably the same thing you mean.
No, you shouldn't be saying that.
No, but it's like you go to the cottage. Is it not?
No. Cottaging is the gay version of dogging.
Why?
I don't know. It just always has been. There's there's an English animation long ago, probably couldn't ever be made or shown now. Really offensive. Was on the BBC actually. They would have a seizure if they ever watched this animation now, but called Monkey Dust, and it had the Phantom Cottager. He's like all he wanted to do was go there. Yeah, and it like every sketch was him trying to successfully go cottaging and always failing for some reason. And the weirdest one is where he went into a pub and he was like, "Oh, I wonder if any of them are going cottaging later on." And then he meets like oh, you shouldn't be doing that round here because there's stories of a hairy one. He's like, "Oh, I like the hairy one." It turns out there's a werewolf that's going around cottaging sites.
Oh,
he turns into a werewolf rather than successfully doing it. It has the weirdest stories.
Wait. So if he successfully cottages, he becomes a werewolf.
Well, with the lycanthrope cottager, yeah, which was one of the things. There was another one where this really sad bloke would. A lot of them were sad. There was one that was just like this depressed father who only got access to his child, but the child was being poisoned by the mom, and so he'd just be trying to do his best in life, and the kid would just destroy him with mom's comments. That was a comedy sketch show in England.
Oh my god.
There's another. The guy would come back and he's like really upset. And his wife would be like, "I haven't seen you in 2 months." And he's like, "Yes, I'm sorry," and he'd give off this really long spiel. And she'd be like, "That's not what you did, is it? That's the plot of 24, season 3. What were you actually doing?" He was like, "I've been trying to fill a bath with my bodily fluids." And he was like, he didn't say bodily fluids. That's the censored version. All
bodily fluids or a specific one?
That's why I had to censor it.
No, ew.
That's why it took him months. Look, this was on the BBC. My taxes paid for that. You know,
Pigeon was also, funded by your taxes.
That's very true.
I always thought, the Canada and the States, we all spent money horribly on taxes. Then I think about the UK and what you guys
BBC
have.
Pigeon. Someone invented a language to look like someone saying English wrong. And it's like, oh, congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm skipping, but this also has to deal with what we just talked about. Ian So Forth, thank you for the 50 British pounds. We'll play the X-Ray Girl video photos posted on Facebook and Instagram of me cottaging. Canadian style. That doesn't...
your mic went really weird, and I think the sound effect interferes with your mic.
Does it?
Yeah, because now it's fine, but when you played it and talked, everything started cutting out for me. I don't know whether it did for the chat.
Hello.
Well, that was fine.
That was so weird.
I'm assuming it was for everyone, but it could have just been me.
Oh, yeah, your everyone said the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Let me repeat this again then, in case. Ian So Forth with 50 British pounds says, Extra Girl went cottaging. Is there a video? And I said, yes. There's videos and pictures all over Instagram and Facebook from back in the day.
You didn't get banned.
Yeah. Canadian style. It was cottaging Canadian style, and I know that does not help the cause. It still sounds gross.
Is that like normal cottaging with just extra maple syrup?
Yeah. I when I go to the cottage, I'm you know, tanning on the lake dock with maple syrup as my drink. I use it actually as a sunscreen.
I thought you were going to say lubricant. I was like...
What?
I know what cottaging is, and so when you're saying, yeah, I went cottaging, that's like...
Oh my god. Oh no. But yeah, no. It's not helping. So I know I skipped the super chat, but that was just because we were talking about cottaging. The Jabroni for $2 says, I have a small unit and it's very efficient. What kind of unit? Air conditioning?
I'm assuming air conditioning, but I can't remember what it was referring to.
The Jabroni, we may need help. Maybe he's like talking about how cottaging, you know, my version of cottaging, that's his unit, but then everyone else is thinking about something else.
Yeah, it's very directional. Easier to control.
Is it a window unit?
I mean, depends on the type of window, surely. Like you'd need like full length windows from floor to ceiling. The kind of person that gets a hotel in a skyscraper just to flash everybody.
Andrew Matthews with 2 British pounds says they send you to the Taco mines.
I think it's meant to be taco mines.
Taco.
I'm assuming the H is a typo.
Tacho
Is
mines. I don't know.
You want to be a tacho mine? It's like, that would be the next lyric. It's like what they're digging for.
A cottager.
Yeah, he went in like 20 years ago and he's never come out. You're like, someone's got to find him.
Eric Stratton for $7.77. Best doctor name ever was Dr. Bone Break for an orthopedist. Is that actually a real thing?
No, there is I can't remember the name, but it is a genuine effect where people's names seem to influence their careers. And yeah, before, so like John's son was because it was John's son, but there are people with like swim that become divers and things. It's quite common. I remember my dad used to talk about a doctor that was called Dr. Death, like legitimately Dr. Death.
Oh my god.
Like above his door and everything in the GP's office. But there's loads of things like that. Like there's a special name for it, I just can't remember what it is.
Okay, I have not found Bone Break as a orthopedist. I did find one as a chiropractor, which still is a bone manipulator.
That doesn't help. Those are the people that I don't trust.
Yeah, but there's an obstetrician, gynecologist, interventional radiologist, a general surgeon, but I don't see an orthopedic surgeon.
Nominative determinism. The hypothesis that people tend to gravitate towards areas of work or interest that fit their names.
So my last name should be an streamer.
Well, yours is X-Ray Girl, so yours kind of fit anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Thank you, Eric. We also have Poseidon with another $10 says, X-Ray is the beautiful lady. I would never call her a spaniel.
I like that you came back. It's like, no, I would never offend X-Ray.
But I could totally be.
It's like, I will offend Disparu, but I'm never going to offend X-Ray.
Cocker spaniels are very, very cute. You know what mix of dogs are?
Oh, did we not finish reading the chat? Did we get confused between who was the spaniel?
Finish reading my chat. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, apparently we got distracted with the first part about...
I'm so sorry, Poseidon. And
you were like, well, if he's calling me a dog, then I'm not going to read the rest of it.
Okay, wait. Poseidon. I'll have to go back on the stream. Oh, I totally did not read the rest of the chat. Sorry. It's my fault. It's my fault. Because I totally didn't even read the rest of this chat either. I'm so sorry. Top Gear fans will get that reference. Oh, are you a Top Gear fan, Disparu?
Yes, but I don't get that reference.
The long hair span. Okay. Have either of you watched an irregular in?
I mean, I'm assuming it's the three hosts. The little one would. Oh no. Well, the thing is, Hammond's more the spaniel. But I think the other guy had longer hair. Yeah, I think James may have longer hair. So I don't know if it's about them or not.
I never watched Top Gear. Well, I watched an episode or two at Gary's because he loved Top Gear, or he loves
Yeah,
Top Gear.
Gear is awesome.
James May says Poseidon in chat. You know who that is?
Yeah, well, it's James May and Hammond are the other two presenters of Top Gear.
No, James May is the spaniel.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's weird, because I always think of spaniels as, like, hyper-energetic and running around and stuff. That's way more Hammond. James May is, like... Also, I thought James May had longer hair than Hammond.
Maybe. They say Hammond was the hamster.
Oh, yeah, well, the only two options were Beautiful Lady and Spaniel, though, so I just assumed it was the other two.
I think you're a beautiful lady, Disparu.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have either of you watched an irregular...
I've never gone cottaging, that's why.
You haven't been ruined yet.
Yeah, I haven't been absolutely destroyed.
Have either of you watched an irregular in Magic High School? Great story, animation, and action. I have not. Have you?
Have you ever watched which one?
An irregular in... Okay, I'll share my screen so that you can see this. An irregular in Magic High School. I've not heard of that before.
No.
Thank you, Poseidon, for
I'm
the
assuming it's an anime. No, I've not seen that.
Okay. And I know I haven't seen it, so. Is it actually an anime?
Yep. Well, it was a web novel series.
And for those of you asking in chat, I am not drunk yet. It's
only
Magic
been off an hour.
Japan. Okay, yeah, last week, I think we didn't have the AC on. And so I was drinking to, like, help myself cool down.
You're like, I just need
more
ice.
Bad idea.
With whiskey in it.
Bad idea. And there's someone that was asking about a shot goal in chat. If you guys want us to do shot goal, I cannot calculate as of right now a goal. Maybe at the hour and a half mark, I'll do a quick like lightning round of, I don't know. We could do maybe okay. Oh, we could do likes. Let's do likes. I always like doing likes. If we
That's
hit,
easy to keep track of.
Yes. If we hit 400 likes, I'll take a shot. 400. We are at 189 right now, so.
Do you want to see what else was a bad idea?
Yes.
I was just trolling the internet as I was, and then... Oh, I think I need to do the window for this one.
Let's see.
I think that was a bad idea, really.
Oh my god. I love that Barney outfit. Oh my god. It's beautiful.
Oh, well, it got better. You see, this was the face that launched 1,000 memes. And he posted this himself. So,
how did you do that, Mike?
There are some things in the world where you're like, that was probably a bad decision. Because then it kicked off.
No! Meeklax, Bar Miki, Meek Boo Boo. Meek Boo Boo is my favorite.
And then, well, I'll just play this.
Oh. So cute.
And then, oh, you've seen nothing for the pièce de résistance.
I can't hear anything, by the way.
Can you not hear it?
No, you have to share the specific window.
Right, hang on then. Because that was important for,
at least this one, I think, right? I think, Meek and I should
in the last
wear
one,
our
he was
outfits.
going rar repeatedly. But this is an entire audio sequence of him.
Oh, so. Look who's in chat! What? No, you put that on the internet. It's going to be shown. Me.
Yeah. It's the sigh that gets it. The sigh is like, what is my life? What has become of it? How did I end up here? I love you. You love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
To all my hot dudes. Mike, you're so adorable. I love it. What happened to my life?
I mean, he started the stream in a different outfit. That was the second one he wore, and I'm like, wait. Because I didn't know that was happening. I walked away, I was fixing my mic, I was doing other stuff, came back, I saw that. Like, what is happening?
Mike, you know, you can wear your outfits. I'm gonna wear, I'm gonna have my sexy versions of all these, which is just probably like lingerie with a tail. The way Mean Girls had it.
Yeah. It was like that. It's all cosplayers for women. It's just an excuse
it
to
kind of
do.
is.
Well, yeah. Do you want to dress up as a policeman? Not really. Sexy policeman.
Hell like yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll coordinate outfits. I'll do sexy Barney, and you can do Barney. I'll do sexy Snorlax.
Yours is just like the top of his head, and then it's just lingerie. It's like just pink lingerie. It's like this will do.
Yes. Oh my god. Andrew Matthews with 2 British pounds says, taco, it's off to work we go.
Oh god. Oh. It took me a while to get, and then when it hit, it was worse.
That's one
of those things. I think it's one of those things where it's really bad, but also so smart you can't help but respect it, which seems to make it worse because you simultaneously like that's quite good, but it is awful though.
It's the Britishness coming off right now.
No, it's kind of like where someone robs a bank, but they do it in such an intelligent way. You like, I hope they get away with it. It's like every time.
God. That's how I felt about Law-Abiding Citizen. The way he kind of did all that, except for the very end part. I thought it was so sneaky, all this, and then he was just full of himself. I think he wanted to die, though. I think he wanted to die. Psychotic Mongoose with 5 British pounds says, if this is how we start, we are in for a really fun stream today. Yes.
I can't even remember how we started, apart from sending children to the mines.
It started off with claps and booing.
Oh, yeah. At Wicked. So Wicked's not here, boo!
This is what happens when we're on Super.
You let the kids out without like.
I know.
I forgot what word is. Like, it's supervision. But instead of supervision, my brain just went overlord.
We need our overlord here.
Yes.
Otherwise, we get off topic. I mean, we haven't even gotten to a topic. This is pretty bad because we've been more on topic the last few weeks.
And that's only because Wicked decides to start one.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we are on episode 99.
Yeah, 99.6.
No, 99. It's 99.
Oh. See, I can't count either. Which kind of works, actually.
Yes. So we're at episode 99. Will next week be 100? Find out. Anyways, but
I was waiting for a punchline. I didn't know whether I was waiting for a punchline or you were expecting me to know a punchline.
No, there's no punchline. I'm lame. I'm lame.
It's like, what will it be? And I'm like, no, I'm waiting with the chat. I have no idea what it'll be either.
Ian So Forth with 50 British pounds says, I had a landlord called Mr. Cottager. Paying rent was easy. Ian, this is not helping. You sound Canadian.
He always came around with a camcorder, though. It was really weird.
Oh, a camcorder? I mean, how much was rent, Ian?
Well, the furniture was free. I say furniture. It was mainly like one black couch and a table.
There was an article that I saw a while ago here. This is interesting. So this is happening in Canada.
It's about cottaging. Oh.
Free room for rent, but there's a catch. Undercover investigation exposes shelter for sex ads. Soliciting sex for rent is illegal, but Marketplace finds more than a dozen exploitative ads. So on Facebook.
Is it really exploitative if you do it like voluntarily? I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to exploit it in that. That's just 2 adults coming to a business arrangement.
And that's the thing, is that there have been...
That was the loudest gulp in the world.
Sorry.
All
it was my throat, so that happens. Thank you for the raid, King's raid. King's who? What kind of king? British king?
Was it 1 king, 2 king, 3 kings, 4 king?
I don't know. Thank you for the raid. I think it was 1 king.
Probably.
1 king to rule them all.
I just wanted to count up the number of kings. What offers up 1 bedroom with a warm bed available.
Only 1 bed. I've actually seen some of these ads. Like, they are out there. And they're like, you have to sleep with me, blah, 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 blah. But instead of a price tag, it comes with a description of who qualifies to sleep there. A young, petite female looking to escape the cold.
I like that in his ad, he went, no fatties. That's essentially what happened.
We fool around a little bit here and there, he said. If you're not into actually having sex, that's cool. We can do other things.
But you are going to have to do something.
Something.
Other things are available, but it's a menu I'll be choosing from.
Yeah. The marketplace investigation found that ads offering shelter.
Oh, wait, no. Before naming the specific acts he was expecting in exchange. So it's like we can do other things like this, and then just listed them.
If it's not the front, it's the cottaging hole.
Yeah, it's like a VIP dance club. If it's not on the list, you're not coming in.
Yep. So, marketplace investigation found that ads offering shelter in exchange for sex are not only common in popular rental sites, but they often target young women and international students specifically.
Well, of course. Because they're more attractive and, like, exotic. So, yeah. You're basically, they actually target the attractive ones? So, no, really?
What, are you surprised?
I'm surprised, yeah. I thought they would have wanted the Hollywood stars.
Yeah, this guy says, I have a hard time believing it. Really?
Well,
people have been using sex.
They have a hard time proving it.
Of exchange of things since the beginning of time.
But yeah, the oldest profession is what it's actually called.
But the thing is, like, if these two people, say the ad person here and the person who just wanted a place to live for free, are mutually consenting, is that really a bad thing?
Well, it depends on the point of view, right? So all of this stuff, whether it's immoral or not in these people's eyes, generally comes down to who it's benefiting. So in this, it's the man putting out the ads, it's the man doing it, it's the women approaching him for the rent, and so like, this is a bad thing. But if those same women came to Canada and set up an OF account, they'd be like, this is stunning and brave, they're so amazing, look at all the money they're raking in, it's absolutely glorious. And they literally go off who is actually wants it and who's benefiting from it. So I never trust any of these things, because they're not based on any kind of principle.
Yeah. So apparently the ads are using phrases like friends with benefits, live-in girlfriend. You know what? Friends with benefits, you're getting more benefits from this having shelter than people who actually are friends with benefits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
It's like, same thing with, like, it's better than a live-in girlfriend, because they probably wouldn't expect you to, like, do the dishes.
Cook for you and all that, yeah.
Like, you know exactly what you're paying for the room. The girlfriend's paying more.
Apparently, one ad asked for nude pics in age. Wait, what?
He wants to know what he's getting. It's like, I am not meeting time wasters.
Apparently, another one says, I'm not looking for a girlfriend, just some fun from time to time when the need arises.
Wait, none of the individuals identified themselves, and most refused to provide a phone number.
Preferring to communicate.
Oh, okay. I was going, how do they talk to each other? Communicate anonymously through the rental place.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. So this is happening in Canada.
Well, I mean, look, it comes down to the laws of the land. So over here, prostitution isn't illegal. In America, it is. I don't know about Canada, but if it isn't, that's all that is. And so it's up to those people. And you can go, well, actually, it's against the morals of the country, and the country would be better if it was banned. It's like, well, yeah, but depending on what the law is at the moment.
At the moment, too, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I'm like, you are choosing a tiny problem in a country which has massive issues. I'd deal with the bigger problems first, to be honest. Rather than two people trying to keep it... Like, this wouldn't be happening if roofs and houses and rent was all free, like easily available. People could buy houses because at reasonable prices, because there was a normal amount of people in the country compared to a normal amount of houses. This is only coming because rent is too expensive to people to pay for. So if you solve that problem, you would solve this one.
Absolutely. I agree. We got Justin Martins for 5 says, can we all just pause for a moment and show a little appreciation to the man who discovered zero? Sincerely, thanks for nothing.
It is weird that throughout history there was a time when they didn't have zero. And I'm like, how did you not invent? This is what I mean. All the easy inventions have gone now. A guy realized that he could have nothing. Another guy realized gravity exists. For ages, people just didn't know when they dropped a ball that he might just fly up into outer space. No one had thought of this.
You know what? I have the utmost respect to the guy who invented coffee sleeves. He gets royalties for coffee sleeves. Everyone needs them.
The coffee sleeve?
Yeah.
Oh, we just call them filters.
No. It's the around the cup so that it doesn't feel too hot holding it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the for the pour on coffee filter stuff. Oh, okay.
No. So that guy breaks in millions.
Did that need to be? Again, it's such an easy thing.
It's a patented technology, though. That's the thing. Is if you patent it, then people have to pay the patent for the technology to use.
That is absolutely stupid.
It is absolutely stupid. But
they thought someone invented putting cardboard around something. So yeah, everyone knows cardboard is an insulator. What do you think the cups could have been made to insulate it? I don't understand why it had to be invented, let alone patented.
There were companies that literally were like, we're not doing this, so we're going to figure out a way to, so we don't have to pay someone to do this.
Yeah, I would do it out of spite. I'm like, that invention is so stupid. Whoever let you patent that is also so stupid.
Yeah, but this patent
you invented cardboard in a shape.
For a long time. Coffee sleeve patent year. Let's see.
That's ridiculous. I was thinking like the wheel. Like I could have invented a wheel. I was like, oh, you've got a shape, but now you've got a shape that also moves across flat ground. That is easy to do. Now fire, the guy who invented fire, at least he earned it.
So this was patented 1995.
That is just one of those things that should not be allowed to be patented because it is so stupid an item. Like, you didn't invent anything. You put cardboard around a cup. Like, but cardboard exists.
Oh my god. He called it the Java jacket.
Oh, no. I would put him in prison just for the name. Like, you think you can patent this? Oh, that is exploitation. I have more of a problem with that than people shagging someone for rent. I'm like, no, you cannot be allowed to do this. That is my we found out where my line in capitalism is. It's like, if you make money from putting cardboard around cups, no, that is a step too far.
Jason Webster, 5 Australian. My first name has 2 meanings. In Hebrew it means healer, in Arabic it means keeper of treasure.
Does that mean that you keep all of the healing? It's like, yeah, I could save your life, but I'm not going to.
You should be a doctor at that rate.
It's like, yeah, they have to go through, like, and raid tombs just to try and find the bandage that you own.
Raider, thank you for the 112.67. What does that even mean, Raider?
Your mic's gone again.
No!
It's something to do with the
that is
thing.
So weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Raider. It says nothing. By the way, chat, if we reach 400 likes, I'm taking a shot. So if you are here and you have not liked the stream, make sure you like the stream. Carlos Lima for $2 says Extra Girl is the throat queen. Thank you. I guess. I don't know how to take that.
I think it's from when you swallowed and you're like, oh, this mic was really close to my throat. Yeah, that was... It's not as loud as before, but we could hear it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. Jason Webster with 5 Australian says, my full name literally means creator or keeper of expensive tailoring.
Yeah, used to make suits for people.
You should make suits for people at this rate. Gary
Again,
Thompson.
the creator or keeper, that makes it sound like you make really good suits but won't sell them to anyone. It's like, no, these are just for me.
Gary Thompson 5 says, what's the difference between a microwave and a woman? A man will actually press and pull a microwave's buttons and knobs. That's just sad.
I thought you were going to say, like, she beeps when she's ready.
It's easier for the microwave to finish than a woman.
It's got a timer, you know how long you wait.
Finish one time. I don't know. Gary Thomas for 5 says, why did the... Oh, God.
You only want the woman to make tea.
Why did the spunk cross the road? Because I put on the wrong...
Oh, God.
I don't know. That's why I didn't want to read this. Because I put on the wrong sock this morning. Ew. Why'd you make me say that? I'm so disgusted. Well, I guess we should actually get to a topic.
Well, before we do...
Oh, what?
I found X-Ray Girl taking a driving test this week.
Oh, no. Another one? Oh,
I'm 25 years old and taking my driving test today. Wish me luck or I will run you over. Then there was an update. I failed. I think that's safe for everybody. It's like, is she already planning to run people over before the test? It's probably best she can't go on the road.
So when I took my driving test, I passed both the practicals. My driving instructor, he's so cute. I got like a perfect mark on my first driving test, so he always apparently pulls up my like my scorecard with all the students, but I failed the written test twice.
Oh, I thought that was just memory. That should be easy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And it's multiple choice, isn't it? Ours is.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So you have like a 1 in 3 chance of guessing the right answer, still fail.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the embarrassing part. I did well at my driving test, just not the written. Oopsies.
Well, it's because the driving test, like the written test, was the objective.
Yep.
The other guy wasn't really paying attention. He's like, yeah, take this will do. So I went into that test wearing a short skirt.
Hey, dressing up cute will help. I might have done that.
No, that is proven like throughout life that attractive people in general just get given more stuff, given more leniency. It's called the halo effect. People just naturally think that you're better at everything if they find you attractive. And they're willing to let your like failures and stuff go, as if, well, it can't be them because they've got really good genes and I really like them. It must have been something else. And it is genuinely like easy mode.
I've seen girls. Well, like think about in what's that movie with Rob Schneider where he switches with Jessica, the cheerleader girl that was played by. The girl from The Notebook. Chat, help me chat. I know you guys know this, chat.
It sounds like a rom-com, that's all I knew.
Yeah, the hot girl. Literally. So there's a scene where she eats a cupcake so sexily and then she gets it for free or whatever. And then Rob Schneider tries to do it as like,
just, like smear it over his face.
And then the guy was like, so that's $5. But pretty privilege is a real thing, and yeah. What did you call it?
It's called the halo effect. It's scientifically researched that this is true.
Yep.
Like, they just put photographs in front of people. Like, what do you think of this person? They're always way more. They always overestimated what the person had done compared to an ugly person, where they think, well, this won't, you know, he won't be an executive or a CEO, and like thought they would earn less and everything. Like, people judge on all that kind of stuff.
But it makes sense because you know, there is this inherent thought that you are a better person, a kinder person, excels in everything. That's not always true. So don't always judge it by cover.
people want to like you because they want to be around you, because people just like being surrounded by attractive things. It's always really
Hollywood.
weird when people like, you should put attractive people in there. It's like, oh my god, if I can't get hard watching a movie. It's like, no, people like looking at things that make them feel good. It's like people like looking at good architecture or paintings. It's not because they're aroused. It's just people like nice things. It's like, yeah, it's almost like making yourself horrific is a bad idea, and that's why you're envious of the people who go, I can't believe you don't want dogs in movies. Well,
I just don't want dogs to get hurt in movies, okay?
yeah, if anyone's gonna hurt a dog, it's gonna be you.
I'm hungry. Anyways,
I felt like going
Peacemaker!
back to the mic clip that would just rawr. See, this is the difference. You liked when you were doing it, and he looked like his soul was escaping through his face. He was like, "Oh no,
wait,
this is the end of me."
Let me try to do it like Mike. Sorry, I gotta stop smiling.
Yeah, he looked like he got more depressed each time. Like, okay, so this is actually the face right at the end when he stops. That's his expression when he's finished. It's like, what has my life become?
Yeah. Don't if Mike gives you that face, he's very unhappy.
Rawr. Rawr.
And then he's like, I can't believe I've done this.
Let me try to even imitate him. Sorry, I'm too smiley.
No, you've got to be depressed. You've got to imagine that, like, all of chat have made you do something you really don't want to do. No, that was kind of sad. His was more like, I've given up. It was like, I will do it, but...
Rawr. Rawr. Rawr.
That was better. That was a lot better.
I'm not very good at acting, clearly.
No, that was like, no, put me in the zone. I need to roleplay. I need to get into the zone. I'm depressed. I'm Mike. I've got an afro.
Yeah, Asian Canadian bear. So, anyways,
I love how people were coming into the chat. It's like, get away! What are you doing? Like, every time someone found out about it, they came in the chat. And so everyone he found out was getting more coming in.
Yep. Okay, Epic Mike says, imagine if you realized your entire life led you to wearing a dinosaur costume and saying rawr at 35. That sounds amazing! Can we make that happen for me, please? I need a dinosaur costume.
Like, what? I can get paid to cosplay? This is amazing.
Oh my god!
It's like, I didn't even know this was an option.
How much? I need a Barney costume. I need this to happen. I want to be a Barney so bad right now.
I can't believe that I'm Googling sexy Barney costume, but I guarantee there will be one. There are ones. Well,
no!
Oh, one of them is from the Flintstones, because it just thought Barney, and there is one in...
Mike says, oh, and you have a penis. Well, I mean, you do. I don't.
Yeah, there's a range. None of them are particularly... There's a few weird guy ones in this as well.
I think the girls' sexy
they definitely
Barney
exist.
costumes don't work. No.
I mean, yeah, that one looks like an air hostess. I don't even know what that's got to do with... Oh, look, at the top, they've got the masks on.
Bert and Ernie.
But it's not Barney.
No.
And then you've got the Flintstones, which is probably the best one, but not actually Barney.
Sexy.
I think there has been sexy Flintstone costumes.
Absolutely. But I don't think a Barney could be sexy, unfortunately. Can we do sexy dinosaur costume?
There's a sexy Twizzler costume. I never thought I'd say that.
Oh my god. Look at... Okay, so maybe we could do a sexy dinosaur costume. This could work. I kind of like this one.
That one's good.
That one's good. This one's like,
No, I prefer the one to the right of it.
Mike, can you wear this one?
The first one was the best. The second one is third on the top. That one.
I would have to see the front, but yeah,
I like it because of the side view. The front probably isn't that good.
Where did the oh, there it is. This is the cute one. I like this. I like this.
That one's easily the best.
Look at the model on this. That is disturbing.
Well, you know the second row on the right, third one down. That it looks awful from the back. No, on the very right hand side. Oh, you've clicked something else now. Okay, first. Okay, now you've got rid of it. The second row, fourth across. If he was turning the other way, that'd be weird.
Mikasaurus. I'm ready. I'm ready for Mikasaurus. I really want this one. Okay, I'm gonna go shopping a little bit. We'll shop later. Okay, Peacemaker. What did you think of Peacemaker? We got to get to at least one topic.
hour on the dot. First topic.
Yeah.
It was like you timed it.
I'm gonna play one of my claps that you won't hear me talk.
The rain.
So we had episode, was this 7? I know it's the second last episode, and it was.
Yeah.
I think this was the most exciting episode that we had seen up to this point because we got.
It was the best one of the series, I thought. I despised all the rest.
This was the culmination of all what was ever taking so long to do to get to this point, to finally see action. And it was the shortest episode.
Well, yeah, which I think helped it. Like an hour of James Gunn is just too much. But this also had like actual jokes in. It was like the previous one where the jokes were at the end. The start of the reveal in this, where Peacemaker's in there with the girlfriend, and she's like, "What? You didn't notice this?" He's like, "No, you didn't notice this." Oh yeah, you didn't notice the mural. He's like, "Yeah, I probably should have seen that one. That was a good joke." So it was one of the few times it was actually funny. But then it's balanced with things like the woman that was getting chased down the road, and she says things like, "Well, actually, this world isn't that different." Are you sure that's the message that you want to push forwards? That now you've got a utopia and you don't even have to change much. It's not the message that I would be choosing to put out if I was DC Comics.
Not from her. I feel like what she could have said was like maybe also because we never really saw what they were doing to the minorities.
No.
Putting them away.
And the issue is if you don't show stuff like that, it's like, oh, you would be whining. Because it doesn't even really make sense. Like, if they won the war, well, now it's been like 85 years, or 80 years. And so you wouldn't even be on that continent. They would have taken you out long ago. And you would have gone back to the world. If they run the world, everyone would be in their own nations. So they wouldn't have any of these issues. You would just have like homogenous places. So even that didn't make sense with the law. And then you had really weird things where like the police would turn up and they go, "We want to come in your house." And it's like, "You're not coming in." He's like, "Well, we will have to go and get a warrant then." It's like, are you trying to say that this is a really authoritarian hellhole, but they respect privacy laws? And it's just, you need to make something make sense. And it was almost like, because they wanted to say that our world is just like theirs, they didn't make sense with any of it. They didn't go as far as they needed to actually show the world that it would be, or at least try and show that it was horrific.
Like that, it was that bad, because the way when vigilantes met each other, he's like, "Oh, I've been trying to do this with the whatever group he was working with," and it didn't come across that it was maybe a worse place. We just saw Hitler and Bibles or whatever version of their book was, and the fact that there was no black people around. And it's like, well, but if you don't tell us or show us.
There was peace, love, no crime. Like, there was lots of positives to the world. And so if you want to show that world, you're going to have to, like, balance it out with some horrific stuff, rather than just going, "No, actually, that world was great." It's not even that much different. You wouldn't need to change much to get there. Like,
I
wait,
think,
what?
like, for example, what if Peacemaker just happened upon where they were holding the black people, whatever version?
I fully expected to, like, him walk over a hill or something and just see, like, cages.
Yeah.
Just going off into the distance, and they were, like, making number plates and clothes and stuff. But the problem that you've got with that, although that's probably what they would have said, is like, well, China's actually the same as that. It's what we're doing to China. We just got a load of really cheap labor to do all the stuff for us. So, like, they could have placed it in our world, but they didn't want to say our modern world is bad because we're exploiting people. They specifically went Germans. It's like, well, they have a very specific way of doing things that you needed to show if you wanted to say that was a bad thing. Rather than just Mention it twice.
Not just a couple of things here and there that didn't actually portray that it was bad. It's just symbols of what was bad.
Yeah. And
like,
the issue they had is that they were worse than the people in the world. So they just randomly slaughter a load of people in a pool for no reason whatsoever. It's like, oh, okay. So
oh God,
you're
okay. So that scene, the whole scene of her running away, mind you, she's a bigger girl.
Yeah, but do you remember Kenobi, where he's chasing after the 5-year-old and you can just tell that he's not moving? That was that scene. I wasn't watching her run, I was watching them. And the guy in front who's like, I think is the brother of Peacemaker. And he's going, oh, and he's jogging on the spot because I would easily catch you, but I'm not allowed to.
She jumps over the fence. Also unrealistic. I mean, I've tried to jump over a fence. It's not easy, for one. And the fence was taller than her.
They should have pulled out the Cornetto trilogy joke, like Shaun of the Dead and stuff, where they go to jump over a fence and just run through it, or it just falls over. It's what she should have done. Go to climb it and just smashes through it.
It'd be funnier. And then she decides, instead of walking around, she jumps in the pool. And all I could think was, can she swim?
But even if she jumps in the shallow end, right, and she can walk across it, everyone else would have just walked around because it's faster.
Yep. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, but a guy comes in, electrocutes them, fries everyone in the pool, and you're supposed to think it's okay because they're American Germans. But you haven't shown us that these are bad people. So, as far as I'm concerned, you just murdered a load of innocents. And yeah, but this is then backed up by, we get told the police are bad people, but they respect property rights, and they won't come into your house without a warrant, and they leave your property when asked to. And you're like, okay, so there's no proof that these are bad people. We do see them get randomly shot for no reason. And then we find out that Peacemaker's family in this world are good guys. They're not part of it.
They're good guys, yes.
Even if this is a horrific world, he does a whole speech about, well, I can't change the world. The state is too powerful for me. So I just do the best I can in a horrible situation to help as many people as possible without, like, turning into the darkness. And I'm thinking, this is actually a good scene. Like, James Gunn doesn't do emotional scenes. Yeah. So then the supposed good guys from the superior world, apparently, come in and slaughter the heroes of that one. And I'm like,
so sad.
They didn't care. They didn't care that he was a good guy. There was no pity or sorrow from them. They didn't feel bad about murdering a guy for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And in fact, they're cheering about it, dancing about it, and then they go through the door happy. And I'm like, you're the evil people. You are the evil world. That world, as far as I can see, is far better than yours. They're far better people. It was an absolutely wild thing that There are some times where leftists will do something and they don't know what they've made, because their morality is so sick and twisted, they can't see the good guys of something. And they didn't appreciate that at all. You had Peacemaker. He was the only one that actually realized it was a horrible situation. But at no point did he have a go at anyone else around him. So...
yeah. So James Gunn spoke with Danielle Brooks to ensure she was okay with the twist in Peacemaker season 2. When I was first writing the episodes, and I finished the episode, sent it to Danielle Brooks, and we had a big conversation. I wanted to make sure she was okay with everything.
I don't understand why we're asking her.
I don't know. Like, we need the black girl to say A-okay.
Yeah, but is it just a lack of knowledge about the time or something?
This is a whole new world, like a parallel universe with some things that are the same and some are different.
Well, their science of the time is no different than the science of California at the moment. They're both racial hierarchies. They just had different ones. But his was not black people. Like, they weren't at the lowest. If you want to do this, you could. There's plenty of people in Hollywood you could have used and talked about that are of the group that he actually hated the most. It just seems weird to choose the one which kind of America holds up as the epitome of man, rather than the one that the Germans actually didn't like. It's all weird choices all the way down. But I'm not sure, actually, that the people... If you want to critique racial hierarchies, Hollywood is not the place. Like, leftism in America is not the place. California are not the people to do it, because they believe the same thing. They just rearranged it. So... Can
you imagine, like, if Hitler actually came into power, Hollywood would not be Hollywood without all the Jewish people in it.
Yeah. Well, this is... Well, you saw it recently. There was... like 500 or something actors signed a petition against one side of a war, and then a load of people came out on the other side about equal numbers with equal names on each side. So yeah, because that's how split Hollywood is.
Here,
but all the people in charge, everyone knows. It's like, yeah, that was one of them. I think that was the first one that came out. Teamed up to Oh no, this was a different group. There was another one that spoke out about either side of the war. It was like,
oh my god, there's more? Oh
yeah, there was two other groups. Middle East War. There was a group that chose both sides. That was different because that was just the pro-commie group. And of course, Pedro Pascal had to be in it. He was like, yeah.
They talk about a pro-commie group. Like, where are we in this world?
It's all... Well, this is the thing, because it says that group came about during the Red Scare. It's like, yes. But it wasn't... It's a bit like having a phobia. It's not a phobia if it's correct. Like, I'm not sure you can have a phobia of spiders, but you can't have a phobia of poisonous spiders, because they are a legitimate concern that could kill you. So that's just a fear.
But a phobia of spiders is legitimate because there are spiders that can be poisonous, and if you don't know which spiders are poisonous and you just categorize all of them as if they're poisonous, then that's an okay phobia in my mind.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is some people use phobia to just mean scared of something. It's like, no, it's an illegitimate fear of something. So the Red Scare wasn't illegitimate because Hollywood was communist. There were communists all through the country, and it was designed to root them out, and it did. So it wasn't really... They treated it as if it was paranoia around every court, but it wasn't. They were actually doing a job that should have been done. And I have no problem with, like, oppressing communists. And it actually came about, I think it was on Open Bar, that they said the Equal Opportunities Law in America specifically excludes communism. Which is the most base law I've ever seen. It's like, yeah, all of these beliefs and political classes and all these groups, they're all protected, except the commies. I don't like based.
The commies can go F themselves.
Yeah. It's like, well, we protect all people. They're not people, though. It was like, that's the way the law is in America.
That's the only exclusionary law that I like.
It's one of those things, like, it's very weird to me how things get twisted back in history. Like, people just say stuff, and then it gets repeated often enough for a long enough time that no one ever looks into it. And so you end up with, I can't believe they're oppressing people in the country. It's like, no, just commies.
Well, just like big companies, I feel like people should be inquisitive. People should ask questions. Don't trust one thing 100%. Listen to it. Figure out, okay, what things should I ask from that to make sure this is correct or incorrect or whatever it is? And then make your own opinion. Don't reflect your opinion on someone just because it is, someone that you've talked to your whole life. I think that you should ask questions. And this is the thing, is like when you get told by someone, media, our TV, movies, and whatnot, when you take it at 100%, I think that sets a dangerous precedence.
Oh, yeah. And you can understand it as kids. So when people are born as kids, they believe everything that they're told by an adult or an authority figure because it's a survival advantage. If your parent says don't jump off a cliff and then you test the theory, you don't pass on your genes. So kids just believe everything they're told. And this is one of the reasons why in education and stuff they want to teach people, because people have foundational values they were taught as kids, like imprinted on as kids, and then you never think about it ever again. They just repeat the slogans as rote. But yeah, you're supposed to mature out of that as an adult. I think it become more important with AI. There's videos that happen on Twitter all the time, and like, that seems too unbelievable to be true. It's always AI. But as actual videos on red carpet, whole interviews and stuff will be faked. I'm not sure how people will begin to parse the truth, even if they do research it.
Well, and that's the hard thing with like the internet these days. Can you trust all the sources? I think just as everything is, when there's two sides of a story, you hear what people say and take it with a grain of salt.
I know some people are like, oh, well, both sides are accusing the other side of the same thing, so neither can be true. No, one of them's probably correct. and the other one's just lying or projecting. I do think that generally one side is correct. People seem to think of it as like the more complex answer, that the answer is always in the middle of something. It's always there'll be a bit of truth and maybe lies, but the answer's in the middle. No, very few things are actually in the middle of anything. There's generally reality, and then there's a deluded nutcase. So just, you want to be on the correct thing all the time. You don't want to be the deluded nutcase.
No, the more delusional you are, and the thing is, there's so many people, and I've been a victim of my own delusions, I'm sure, out there in the world, but just accepting that it's happened and learning from it, and then being bitter. But some people can't even do that. Some people can't take responsibility or accountability.
Well, it's because if you think of it from the hunting perspective, one of the most things that burn the most calories that you can do, it's like your heart beating, breathing, but your brain thinking burns loads of energy, and so thinking itself takes up a lot of energy, and if you have to go out and hunt people for that energy, then you'll burn even more energy, and so all your thought processes are basically designed to stop thinking. Everything you do is designed to stop. So think about a problem, you want to solve the problem, move on. Very few people want to go back onto a problem they've already solved to find out if it's actually correct and waste a load of energy just to do it. There's an interesting thing with bees where most bees, I think it's like 80 or 90%, will just... Okay, so bees do a waggle dance. They'll find food, they go back, they dance. That tells people the location of the plant, and they, like, 80 or 90% of it go there. And then you have the nutters, the ones that just randomly fly off because they don't care about the dance. They're too base for that. They go off on their own path. And that's kind of like how all society is. You need people which are creative and thoughtful to go off into strange directions to explore possibly dead-end wrong pathways that may achieve nothing, but they can also find the next food that you need to fly off to. And that's the same with all thinking. Most people just go along with it and because it's not worth their time and it's too difficult. And if everybody wasted all of this energy, you run out of food. But then you're supposed to have the people that do that then pass down the information that everyone then follows on the new path. What I don't think we have for is, what happens if you go down a wrong path? There is no real way to go back. Because all those people could be telling everyone to go back, but the sheer mass of people is like, no, we want to keep going forwards, we're going over here. It's like, evolution doesn't have a pathway to fix a mistake, which is why you very rarely find people going back in history and thinking, actually, the 40s was a better time. Maybe we should go back and move on from society about whatever was there. Maybe Victorians were the best people and we should just carry on to civilization from that time.
Oh, like course correcting your lives and whatnot?
Yes, because you've just got 80 or 90% of people just going down the path that they were told. They can't turn around, and you can't tell them why they're wrong, because they just followed the group. And they were being led. They were being led by one of the creative people at the start. But if the creative person realizes that he made a mistake and actually he needs to go somewhere else, there is no way to divert those people.
That's why I don't like permanent change when it comes to surgical stuff. And by all means, if you want to have surgery of whatever you want, at least do it as an adult, whatever it is. And same thing with tattoos, whatnot. I think you have to have a fully developed brain in order to make those decisions, because there is a possible lot of regret.
I think there's some things that you can agree to do to yourself which is so horrific and wrong that you shouldn't be allowed to. And if you want to do them, the solution isn't to say yes or no, it's just to lock you up in an insane asylum. Because you're clearly, just for wanting that thing, so there's something so wrong about you that you need help. So, there was a whole thing about, what was it? It was, there was something about the generation, so every generation is always like, well, the teenagers look at their parents and like, I'm not going to be an old fuddy-duddy like him. Sitting around, he doesn't like rock music, I'm not going to be like that. Next one comes along, it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to be like my dad, I'm going to stay hip and young forever. And then this generation came around and went, I'm not going to be like my dad. I'm not going to age out of things. I'm always going to be on trend. I'm on the internet now, I can keep up with the kids. It
always happens, okay?
I'm going to be trendy forever. And then he went, if you told me that 20 years ago cutting your dick off would be popular, then I would not have believed you.
Honestly, I would have never thought that either. Like, wait, what?
It's like, look, I can keep up with a lot of trends. Probably
but not that one.
It's like, yeah, look, the kids have gone too far for me.
It's definitely too far, and I'm sad for those people who might have done it that would end up regretting it in the end. But that's what you hope that your parents are there for, to stop you from doing something so stupid.
Well, no, because they removed the parents' rights. There's been loads of people, I think in the UK and America and various different places, where, like, it's generally the mother is the one that goes, you should do this, because women are far more open to, like, social contagion. They're far more likely to go with, like, the dominant social order and follow the crowd than the men are. And so the mother will find all this trendy stuff. She'll be like, oh, yes, you definitely are. I'm following the social stuff. The dad's like, no. And so the dad just doesn't have custody anymore. The courts take the kid off him and give it to the mother. So
it's so even sad.
If it's, and I think it's even been the case where if both parents decide no, then the state just takes them.
Schools won't even tell you.
Yeah, because they treat it as like child abuse, and so yeah, the schools won't tell you. If they do and you fight it, then the kid just gets taken off you. It was kind of wild the entire way down. But yeah, there are some things which are so horrific, even if you can, like, some people see consent as like, well, your body can do whatever you want with it. I'm like, no, there are some limits where you should not be allowed to do it. It's like, if you want to do that, there's probably something wrong with you. It's like,
I do think that women are the problem, and schools are a huge problem, because you can't have other thoughts, because there's this inherent, like, ostracization if you are different from whatever's the norm there, and asking questions is scarier to some of those people than, you know, just following with the flow.
Well, yeah, because asking questions means that you don't believe them. So
you have to think.
If everyone else in the room says 2 + 2 = 5, and you go, hang on, doesn't it equal 4? Even if you're asking to be, I want to be educated, it means that you are an independent thinker, which is a danger to them because you're now not part of the tribe. And their morality isn't based on principle. Their morality is everyone else believes it, therefore I do. And if everyone else switched, they would switch as well. And it's not lying. They genuinely convince themselves of the fact. But they have no morality except what's given to them. So if everything that is good is what all of my friends believe, you are just evil for disagreeing. It doesn't matter anything else. It's just you are not of my group, therefore you are evil. And that has an evolutionary advantage from, like, tribes. So I'm a tribe, you're a tribe. You don't agree with what I think, therefore you're evil. We will fight.
Yes.
That had an advantage then. A lot of these things are instincts which don't make sense in modern society.
And the other is always the worst thing, and it's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, throughout history it has been like you have food, they have food, they want your food, so the other is dangerous. That's always been
which is really sad on, like, the UK, even Canada, and maybe some parts of, like, the US. Maybe not Japan. By the way, I saw who got elected. But when you feel like you're part of the tribe, but you're not a person that's actually part of the tribe, you've become othered in your own country. That to me is super sad. So Japan got a new, is it prime minister or president?
I would assume prime minister, but I'm just guessing.
I think it's prime minister. And she's apparently been said that she's like the Trump of Japan.
I doubt it.
But
there is stereotypes about personality traits for people are generally true. There are not too many, unless, like, they take testosterone. Like, even Margaret Thatcher took testosterone because she wanted to behave and have more masculine instincts. We saw how the supposed base leader of Italy turned out, so.
Thank you for the shot, by the way, chat. We reached 400 likes, but so I saw this post. Japan's new prime minister is a hardcore nationalist. Her plan is to put a stop to immigration to deport all illegals in her country, which I agree with. In all countries, by the way. Congrats to the people of Japan. Your culture is beautiful and deserves to be saved. And I don't know about Japan. I know Korea was having problems with immigrants.
Everyone does. And it's inevitable because they're not of your culture. And so your culture is like, you should behave this way. They're of a different culture. They won't behave that way. But everything in your nation is set up for the people of your nation, set up for the behavior of your nation. So,
and Japan is so different from Canada. For example,
Japan has nice people. They all obey the law. They want to obey the law. They don't cause trouble. So their police are nice. Their police are tame. And they don't need to be aggressive.
Unless they have to.
Well, yes, but they don't need to be aggressive in general because the people will be like, oh, you're arresting me? Okay, I'll go along with you. And then they suddenly meet just the rabid people from another country and nobody knows how to handle it. Everybody hates it.
Yeah.
And the only thing they can do if you want to have multiple groups in the nation is to shut down speech about it. So
yep. And I think it was Japan, but the Apple store in Japan didn't have the phones tethered to the tables where I've seen this. It's totally tethered in America and Canada.
I've seen numerous videos at this point of just drunken women just sleeping in the street. And it's because, well, I'm going to have to go to work in 5 hours, so I'm just going to sleep here. And nothing happens to them. They can be unconscious in the street, and everyone just walks past.
If anything, like, they get, like, water. Maybe someone puts, like, a blanket around them. That's, like,
there's a habit Japanese people have of putting water around drunken people, and they're just surrounded by bottles because they see a drunk person and want to help them when they wake up. And there are very few cultures that can actually merge into that. There are certain sort of strata of English culture that would just fit into there no problem at all.
And I think American,
nearly all the world wouldn't.
Some of them, but you
have to be not American. Americans are too concerned with freedom.
You have to be a very altruistic person to be able to promote that.
Well, no, yes, but if you have a freedom, like a country like America where everyone values freedom, then you have the full scope of like behavioral patterns. And so, yes, there will be individuals in there, or maybe classes. Like I always forget them. The people that don't like technology and stuff. Places like that may be able to merge into it. No,
I'm joking.
I'm sure chat knows. I can't remember what they're called, though. So there will be, like, individual groups or maybe even areas of the country that would fit into it because they have that kind of culture. But also, because it's, like, freedom also means you get really, like, loud, obnoxious people that would be completely against Japanese culture, which is very reserved and quiet.
Amish?
The Amish, yeah. The Amish would... like, you could put the Amish on Japan, and they just build a town somewhere and keep to themselves.
Yeah,
They wouldn't cause any trouble. So, there are places, but most cultures would not fit in Japan. And Japan should know that. Like, it's kind of... I think because they've kept it on their own island, largely, I don't think they know what the rest of the world is like. And they just assume everyone is like them, and they're not.
No. Just keep yourselves innocent, Japan. Kick out the illegal immigrants. But anyways, this is
the point, and Korea has the same issue. And all these countries are only looking at it because women aren't giving birth. And so maybe you need to look at the behavioral patterns of what stopped women giving birth and fix that. So that you actually save your own country.
Well, and anything with behavior, it's multifaceted. It's not just an easy fix.
It's very simple with this. Women give birth when they're at home. Every time women have been at home, they give birth. When women are in areas where there are more women than men, they're more likely to be career focused and like motherhood focused. So at the moment we have like universities which are largely female. So what you're doing is you're sending women directly from school into universities where they don't want to have kids because they're surrounded by all the women, which is an evolutionary thing. It means there's been there's too many women, essentially. And so a lot of them kind of self-censor out of the gene pool to balance out the men and women, because if there's loads of women and not enough men, then war.
Yeah.
So we're essentially forcing women into a pathway which biologically makes them not want to have kids, which isn't good. Whereas if you have things like COVID, baby boom, a war, baby boom. Like we do know what causes baby booms because we can look
All
at
right,
history.
let's bring a war on. No, I'm kidding. That's
But
really bad.
any kind of disaster, it happens. But also, you can just, if women are at home, they have kids. If women are at work, they have less kids. If women think that they have a degree, so they're higher than men because they want to date up, there are less men for them available, so they won't find them.
Okay, let's keep women at home.
With Chinese.
I'm down for this.
Well, like, genuinely, there are things like that which are the solution. This is one of the issues where if you have a problem and then you need to talk about the problem to find the solution, what happens if the solution to the problem becomes like verboten to talk about? Which it will, because this is the problem to begin with. This is why censoring speech is such a bad thing, because you can't fix the issue, because you can't talk about the issue. It was like, oh, that's too far out there. It's like, well, what if it's the correct answer, though? It's like Hollywood. If the answer to Hollywood making bad movies is that the people in Hollywood are bad and you need to replace them, then Hollywood will never be able to solve that problem because they will never go, I should be fired. And so Hollywood never gets fixed. There are lots of dead-end paths that you can end in this kind of regard.
Absolutely. And, I think the older I get, I've come from liberalism to more conservatives, and I think I'm kind of in the center of things, maybe, depending on the topic. But I think that having families is the most fulfilling thing one could ever have, and I've always felt that way. It's just opportunities and whatnot, and if you can have a family, I think you should. I really think you should.
Well,
so
the thing is, something like that wouldn't have been controversial 20 years ago. Saying that would have been controversial 20 years ago. But as people have less kids, it becomes verboten to say it because, well, I don't want to make them feel bad. And so you get to a point where the only people that can actually try and fix society are the people that don't care. It's like, I don't care if you think I'm an arsehole, I'm going to say it anyway.
Well,
it's like,
and people are thinking, like, they say, like, it's oppressive to say such things like that. I'm like, it's not oppressive. I think...
No, if you want to be a genetic dead end, that's on you.
Yeah. Like, if you want to have kids, I think that's the most
that
beautiful thing that you could do as a woman. And, like, if you want to do that, great. If you don't, then, that's up to you. But, like... Still, I think that, like, we were made to want to care for another human being that is not ourself, that is your genetic version of yourself. And
yes, yeah, you want to survive and pass on your genes. There is an interesting topic about how one of the ways you can make sure your gene survives is make sure other people don't breed, which I think is a significant part of the problem. Is people with less, like, a few amount of kids could also make their genes more, more dominant in the gene pool by reducing other people's genes, and so they're deliberately giving people bad advice. But it's just common sense to me that evolution would have made you rewarded as a person by doing things which improve your species or improve the continuation of your species. So you will get rewarded for having babies. You will feel satisfied doing that. It's why eating sugar makes you feel good, because it's high in calories and that helps you survive. Like, all of our reward systems are based on this mechanic, and yet people think, oh no, kids, I'm definitely not going to want those.
Short-term and long-term rewards are two different things that people see short of.
No, it's... Okay, that is a different point, but if you mean the sugar, again, sugar would be incredibly rare in the old world when it evolved.
Yes.
And so you wouldn't have been able to get too much sugar. And so it rewards you so well because it's so rare. You must have done something really good. Whereas, yeah, it just doesn't fit in modern society. But yeah,
Absolutely.
A lot of people... Delayed gratification is something a lot of people can't do. So, like, would you want £20 today or £100 in 6 months? Well, you should take the 100. But most people are like, no, I want it now because I can buy something now.
Yeah.
Like, should you go to the gym? Yes, everyone knows it. Do you? No. Why? Because you won't really feel it until like a year away. So it's like, that's a lot of work for a year away. It's like, yeah, but if you do this now, if you could show someone a picture of what they would look like in 5 years, and they're like, Chad, and like women hanging on their arms and everything, they'd probably go, okay, that's worth it. But still, a lot of people wouldn't.
Well, and there's people who this astounds me because I didn't think this was an option. There's people who retire in their 30s.
Oh yeah. Oh well, the crypto bros. The crypto bros are so well known as like a class that countries are actually changing their visas specifically for them. Like, they all want to win over the crypto bros, who are basically just people that bought Bitcoin in 2012. And it was like, well, now they're billionaires.
Or they bought property after property after property after property and can live off the rental.
Oh, the boomers.
No. Well, I mean, the boomers can do it, but there are a few that I even know that have bought like properties for Airbnb or for rental or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, there's been a couple of housing bubbles even in my lifetime, which if you got in just right with low interest and stuff, and then there was a guy over here. We call it Dragon's Den. I think you call it Shark Tank. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the TV
so
show?
They come in with their like technology.
Well, to me, this is interesting, but yeah, we don't find a topic because we just go off on whatever.
Yes, absolutely. No,
like, I don't know whether this is interesting, but I find this kind of stuff interesting.
They invent a patent that you don't even think that would be like, oh my god, amazing. There was the boob towel. I want to get a boob towel.
What's a boob towel? Does it have like dents in?
No.
You're like, no, you just stick it on yourself.
Let me see if, okay, this is very dangerous to Google this, by the way.
It is, but if you don't, you can check the picture first before you show it on the screen.
This is the boob towel.
You just don't Google it live.
The Tata towel.
Oh.
So you just wrap it around your titties.
But why?
This was on Shark Tank. Because you can get sweaty down there on your tatas. And, I mean...
Oh, yeah, but presumably this is meant for a beach, right?
No, this is post-shower. Welcome to your breast life. Your breast life, Disparu.
I don't... But you have a towel... That would not scroll. You have a towel that you can already wrap around yourself. Like, who is just concerned, well, I only want underneath my... Like, there, to be dry.
Because you don't have big titties, Disparu.
Unfortunately...
Unfortunately or fortunately?
Unfortunately. Well, this is one of the great perks of lesbianism, isn't it? It's like, there's actually 4 of them you get to play with. You get a guest pair to have a crack on, and then 2 to take home with you afterwards. But I know, I don't understand. Like, when you're in a shower, all of you is dry, and you're like, I only want to dry from here to here.
It's just
a pointless invention of all time.
Thing. Let me read this. I cannot keep track of how many towels we have sold out of our basic Betty Tata towel. Stock up now so you don't have to wait in line later. Your boobs will thank you. Get 2 of our best-selling Tata towels of all time because 1 Tata is not enough. Double the comfort and save. It's a win-win for you and your beautiful boobies.
This is why women are 80% of consumer spending. They just spend it on crap that makes absolutely no sense. Like, there is I cannot see a single reason why that exists.
Shark Tank made me think of the Tata towels.
No, we had a guy, what I was saying, because The Apprentice, not The Apprentice, our version, Dragon's Den, Duncan Bannatyne. He started his business by owning an ice cream van, and he's got all these stories about the ice cream wars, where... it was like ice cream vans, but the mafia. They would go and like violently attack other ice cream vans so that they could win their route. And then he eventually got into... There was a time where our government wanted to build like old people's homes. I think care homes or whatever what you would call them. And so he built one, all like off a loan. He didn't have the money. He just leveraged it, like his current business. And then he's like, I want to build another one. Because the government was just paying people to shove people in these homes. So the more you could build, the more money you made. And he's like, I just want to build another one. Bank said no. But if you can sell out your current one, we'll give you a loan. So he says, okay, visit me in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, the guy came around, old person in every single bed. He went to his mum, got all of her friends, paid them like 100 quid a day to come and sit in his building in each bed. I was like, it's full. And the bank guy went, yeah, I'll give you the loan. And then after that, he just scaled up with all of these old people's homes. of basically a scam, which because he think he paid off the loans, he can now admit to, and it's not against the law, I think.
You know, it's very interesting seeing how people, what do you call it, circumvent the system.
Mm-hmm. But that's in reference to your, where people would just buy homes and then use those homes to leverage the next one. It's essentially what he did. So he ended up on the show.
And that's a business insider trick of sorts, you know.
It is interesting.
How do you have millions in debt?
Well, the interesting thing is, our Dragon's Den, and then you watch the American Shark Tank. Not even in the same league. So your guys will be like, how much is your business worth? 230 million? Yeah, I'll buy that. Ours are like 30 grand. You're gonna have to be proved me that's worth it. It's just, the amount of money involved in the American one is staggering. And it's just like the scale of businesses you get over there is crazy. Yeah. Like our guys, you're rich if you got like a few $1 million, and they will put a few $1 million into just an offhand business on theirs.
That's insane. Well, we'll see what ends up happening with all this stuff, because I feel like, especially with how entertainment is going, people are cinching their belts. I'm talking about the consumer. And so I've not actually watched a Shark Tank TV show in so long. Is that even popular anymore, chat?
I watched it, I think I watched one on YouTube and it kept getting recommended to me. And then whenever I go to America, it's on the hotel TVs. That's the only time I've seen it.
No one, I don't think people actually seek it out.
Well, probably not. I mean, I think ours is still going, but I've not watched it in years. It's one of those ideas which is interesting when it starts for a few series, and then it's like, is this still going?
Is it a real thing?
Yeah, so they change all the people that are in it, and you just don't care about them anymore.
Absolutely. We got Taker 610 for $5 says, at the 1357 mark of Disparu's Alien, Earth Disney's low IQ revolution video, Timothy Oliphant just becomes Jeremy. It's so bizarre, you can't unsee it. I
don't know what he means.
I love it because it's your own video. You don't know what.
Well, it's a specific timestamp, but
1357. And if you do find it, can you please share it? Because I'm kind of curious as to what he means. I mean, does it have to do with the eyebrows? Because Jeremy has no eyebrows. He's so blonde that you can't see his eyebrows. I can see that. But other than that, I mean, I don't know.
What was it, 1357?
Yeah. Justin says they look alike. I can see that, though.
Oliphant isn't even... Well, hang on. Who is Timothy Oliphant? I should probably...
That's the white guy with the white hair. Isn't it?
Oh.
The full robot?
Well, that is what I'm talking about, so, you know, I can share it.
Yes, please share. I'm very curious to
hang
see
on.
what...
I'm on the wrong browser.
God dang it.
I have to move it over to this browser first.
God freaking dang it.
Oh, now I've got an ad. This is not the time, YouTube.
Oh my God. Well, you're making yourself money, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you're even supposed to. I think you're supposed to watch your own adverts or YouTube videos. So, Nostromo. Is that event in the back of your mind? I said early on, you can make me care about timelines and mythology, but it's not my natural instinct to care about them passionately. What I tend to do is figure out the story I want to tell, and then check and see how this would fit into the larger story. In other words, I'm gonna do it anyway, then I'll try and crowbar something in and force it to fit. But I will tell my story about the workers' revolution. And that's why, in season 2, then you begin to think, what's the big picture? How does this fit into the big picture of the films? What are the things that we're stuck with in terms of landmarks and dates and those sort of stuck with? He doesn't see lore as building blocks to stand on the shoulders of giants. He sees it as something he's stuck with, a problem that's in the way that he's got to overcome.
I'm not seeing it.
I'm very confused, to be honest.
Taker, what are you talking about? Hey, you know what? This is giving Jeremy more than he's due.
There is a rather famous comment that I see brought up on haters' channels, shall we say, where Jeremy went, Well, that's what we do. We find a tweet and then we make a story about it. That's the only reference that I can think you're talking about with that. When it's like, no, I work out the story I want to tell, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You'll have to
I do think he could
expand.
look like Jeremy, but that's pretty much it. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it's just a picture of him on the website, which doesn't look like Jeremy because he's got hair.
No, not that one. Not that one. Well, Jeremy has hair.
And as everyone knows, Jeremy is famously bald under his cap.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
It is weird how if you just wear a hat long enough, people just think you're bald. It's so bizarre.
You know what? I've been on Tinder or whatever it is, Hinge. If you wear a hat in every single
I don't know
photo,
the difference between them, to be honest.
Well,
I know what Tinder is. I don't know what Hinge is. Is Bumble the one where the women have to message first?
Yes. But
That
if you
seems
wear a
weird.
hat in every single photo, I think you're hat fishing and you're bald. And that's okay. I don't mind.
Wait, is
someone
that a
who's
term?
bald.
Is hat fishing a term?
Yes. I made it up.
Well, I think it's a good term, but in the UK, wearing a hat isn't really a thing. You don't. Baseball caps are way more your side of the pond. So
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how. I don't think bald people over here could really get away with it. We don't
Probably
wear
not.
baseball caps, so.
So I don't mind if you're a bald person. Just admit it and just embrace it. Why are you hiding it?
I'm definitely going to be bald at some point. I've already decided there will just be a time I shave it off. I'm not wearing a baseball cap. In fact, if I start wearing a baseball cap, just assume I've shaved off my hair.
We will probably tell you and check.
Well, there was a time on this stream I wore a baseball cap and both of you went, no, take it off, take it off. It's like...
It looks too weird.
Well, yeah, because if men want to change their fashion stuff, they have to like plan it 10 years in advance and slowly filter it in.
Yep.
Like, women can change their hair and fashion and style it in an instant. Men have to prepare.
Yep. Monkey Love Clean for 5 says, why do peds never win races? They like to come in a little behind. That is disturbing, Monkey. He's laughing. He's laughing. He's laughing.
Look, I think Jimmy Carr is very funny, and that is kind of like a Jimmy Carr joke. So.
Oh, do not give him any gratification. His ego's going to explode too much.
No, that Jimmy Carr, I could fully see Jimmy Carr saying that kind of joke.
Oh my god.
I think I wrote in the private chat once what like Jimmy Carr's worst joke was that I've only ever heard him say once in his "I'm gonna be cancelled" section, never repeated. And it is something you can't say. It's like, oh.
Oopsie. Cartman for $4.99 says, "Damn Xer girl, all I asked was for you to play cards with me. When did that happen? I don't remember this.
I don't know. It's a shame Super Chat's on timestamp.
I'm so sorry. They kind of were, but they don't timestamp the context into it. So I apologize for that, Cartman. Hangry is Angry for $20 says, I'm working again tonight. Thanks for being on to pass the time with me. Just got the first 3 books of Dragonlance series. Once I'm finished with the series, I'll start the Malazan series from Steven Erikson. Very cool.
Is Steven Erikson the guy I think he is? Off Twitter, who made the famous... Like, he has his wife advertise the stuff for him a lot. The one that was, like, basically that communists don't believe in self-improvement. Oh, no, the George R.R. Martin guy. He made a huge, long tweet about George R.R. Martin, basically called him a lazy git, and that's why he can't write heroes or finish a book, because you have to have a heroic ending to a book. I think it might be.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. I think it's
like
Erikson.
a good book. I take like 2 to 3 months to finish a book because I like listening to it before I sleep. So my apologies on that.
Yeah, I'm currently going through Night Angel 4, which is a weird way to tell a story. Like, in all the others, it was told from, like, his perspective and other people's perspective, and now it's told from the perspective of him writing a book. And so it's got, like, all his thoughts and stuff, but then you'll reach a point where it'll say, this happened, and then you have his Kakari, which is, like, a magic device which is sentient, which is, that's annotating the book for him, and it'd be like, are you sure you want to say this? And then you see him arguing with his Kakari about the book that he's writing in the book that he's writing. It's got multi-layered. Did you know that Zoomers don't like certain perspectives of books. I think it's third person. They only like first person books.
Interesting.
And it's because, well, the theory is that they can't zoom out, so they can't see the world from an objective perspective. They can only see it from their own.
That makes sense why they're called zoomers. So
I always thought because they're really fast. They've got a lot of energy. They just run around everywhere.
As is a zoomer confirmed. In bed. Anyways, Carmen, thank you for the clarification on the cards about the sex for a room story. Dang. Jason,
they should have their own section of the website. Make it easier.
I think so. Thank you for the 5 Australians. Says Extra Girl, please tell Gary if neurotic that his full name literally means Spear King of Bukli, Baden-Württemberg. I don't know if I said that right, but
I don't know what that means, but it sounds like he's just impressed an entire species.
I don't think I will remember that, Jason Webster, but I appreciate you saying that.
I don't even know what a Baden-Württemberg is.
Me neither.
Sounds like a cake.
Oh, I like cake. Portillo's cake.
We have a Battenberg cake. So that's the closest I could get.
What kind of cake is that? Is that like a vanilla or?
I'll have to show you. It's like a weird sponge thing.
Because I mean, I like cake. I love cake. Cake loves me until it makes me fat. Then I don't love cake. But I still love it inside my heart.
Yeah, but it still loves you. It's still like, yeah, eat me more. So this is a Battenberg cake. It's like 4 sponges wrapped in like something.
Interesting. Is it like lemon and raspberry or lemon and strawberry?
Yeah, they're different flavors. It's all sponge. But obviously they just make a little cake, and stick them together and then coat it.
I love it. Just rectangles, or no, squares of cakes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm hungry. Carlos Lima for $5. I think if people paid X-rated cosplay, her outfits will be very revealing. I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll see about that.
I mean, you did look at all the dinosaur cosplays and choose the most revealing one.
Well, I mean, okay, so I actually went on the site, and I don't think this is a real site, by the way.
Oh.
For the dinosaur costume.
I'm sure that one exists.
Yeah, what price is $19 for this outfit? I'm sorry. I don't think this is real. Like, this is Temu times 20.
Yeah, but I'm sure that outfit does exist. I'm sure you can buy it, just not from that site.
I would not buy it from the site because they would probably steal my identity.
Yeah, I would not trust that site either, but I'm sure you could get that costume elsewhere.
I agree. So thank you so much, Carlos. And Monkey Love Clean for 5 says, what do you call... Oh my god, you told me this today. What do you call a dinosaur?
This is a very old joke. I think this is in Jurassic Park.
Do you think he saw us?
Yeah. And what do you call a one-eyed dinosaur's dog? Do you think he saw us Rex? I'm pretty sure that's in Jurassic Park itself as a movie. I think it's the boy that says it.
Oh my god. I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't remember it. But yeah. Oh, Single Guy Cookie says it is.
Yeah.
Original
very old joke.
Pack the cat.
It's like a Christmas cracker joke.
Don't talk about your people like that.
Yeah, only at Christmas though. It's the only time they make a joke is at Christmas.
Cartman for $4.99 says, well, my love for Jurassic Park has been perverted in the Beck's best way. Thank you, Extra Girl.
Everything gets improved if it's perverted a little bit.
Wow, you're welcome. There we go.
Look, first you end up with people like write books and like, well, maybe I need to teach other people about morality, and then you just end up with milking farm. You know, everything's a slippery slope. Maybe you shouldn't go all the way.
That's what she said. On the milking part.
Maybe we need to slow down a bit, folks.
The jabroni for $2 is, what do you call a fish with no eyes?
Are we pulling jokes from like the 1940s here? Is that what's happening? Have we all found the same joke like website?
I'm loving this. Andrew Matthews with 2 British pounds says, "Can we get an epic Mike in an Eeyore costume?" You might have to debate that with him. That's up to him.
My favorite thing about Mike wearing the costume and being so depressed as he did it is he had to, at some point, decide to buy the costume. Which means,
totally
at some
did.
point, there was a time in this life where Mike was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and he's like, I'm going to buy this costume, it's going to be amazing, chat's going to love it, I'm going to love it, it's going to be amazing. And then he puts it on, and it immediately crushes his soul, and he still has to go live in it because he's promised his chat.
And he totally did it. That's the thing, is he bought it. He voluntarily bought it. Chat didn't tell him to buy it. Well, maybe they did. But he didn't have to buy it if he didn't want to.
Yeah.
There's a choice. But he
There was
totally
a moment in
just went
time
there.
where he was so happy with the idea of buying that costume that he went and did it. And then he put it on and there was instant regret. Like, what have I done to myself?
I see him in chat right now. I was sad when I bought the costume.
But you still did it. It's like, you know...
You have a choice. You don't have to do it.
Chat, all you say, if you're like, I didn't want to buy it, you're saying chat owns me. Even when they're not there, just the thought of chat dominates my every waking moment.
There you go. So, don't be like Emma Watson, apparently.
Oh,
no,
I
just
watched...
like same age. Sorry.
I watched her stream. Well, I watched Blabs watch her stream. And I just sat in the chat taking the piss out of her for like 2.5 hours. I've never seen someone waffle so much trash and not say anything. And that's coming from me, so that's impressive.
I mean, the clip that went viral, it was a whole lot of nothing in a minute when she could have said it in like 5 words.
Oh yeah, but the entire chat's there. So if people like, well, how are you with your relationship status? Other people go, you know, I kind of wish I'd be married. A lot of people put pressure on me, but that's about it. And she's like, well, my feelings are just, and then I think sometimes the caring about the nature, but the world doesn't care about people. And so as we go through this life, and we have to bear in mind the souls of other people and think about the feelings and the care, and bear in mind the power of everyone else and the empowerment that some people have in the world and the oppression, the power of the oppression that happens to us from the other society. And you're like, what are you saying? And she's going into all these flowery descriptions that expand to the universe, and she never answers the question. Not a single time for 2.5 hours.
Sounds like a woman.
Well, she was being interviewed by a woman that just happened to have dangly bits. And my favorite quote from him was when she's like, well, do you ever... I think she started saying, I have a problem with society because people just don't think about things in the same way as me. And I'm hoping to make friends with people.
Because you're privileged!
They just can't connect with me, and I don't connect with them. And I feel like I like having these conversations. I need to have these conversations because it's just, I need to have deep conversations with people. And he went, yes, I feel the same. When I go outside and have to meet the normal people, and he was talking about his friends, by the way, the normal people, I have to stop myself from saying profound things because they won't appreciate them and it'll be wasted. And I'm like, what are you on about?
Oh, what? Dick is up his butt.
This is a guy who's never had a thought above 28 IQ in his entire life. He had a thought once, but it died of loneliness. If he was out in Antarctica, he wouldn't have 2 brain cells to rub together for warmth. And he's like, I have trouble saying profound things.
There's some retarded people out there, and they might be both of them. In that interview, I mean.
It was just, I've never seen anything like it. Like, Hollywood stars can waffle some crap. We've all seen Oscar speeches and everything. I have never seen anyone like these two. And she did say, because she hasn't done interviews or anything in ages, so I specifically chose you because you're unique, and I felt like you have space and think on my level to give me the space I need to say my things. And I'm like, yeah, actually, I agree with her. He's the only person on Earth I've ever seen which is so devoid of anything like amounting to substance that he could stick her for 2.5 hours. I would have
stick her for 2.5 hours.
Well, I mean, it's Emma Watson. She's hot. That's about all she's useful for. But if it had been me in that interview, she would have started talking, and like slowly the camera would have panned between us, and then you would have just seen my feet hanging into the camera. That's all that would have happened there. You see my shoes.
Okay, I'm ready to put my feet in the camera. No, I'm not. Never mind.
We didn't go. No, my feet would be coming from above the camera.
That's cottaging. Right?
No.
Maybe?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I didn't say I'd be
Oh,
bent
no.
over a desk. I wasn't gonna. You're not gonna be giving Emma Watson something. You're like, hey, just have a crack at it, ladies.
Oh my god. Well, I'm slow. Okay, chat. I can see y'all in the chat right now. Sorry, it took a while to get that.
I don't think she still got it. I think she just kind of moved past it. There are some things that you can't say, and so you have to kind of just give the image, and people have to work it out. And if people don't, that's it's fine.
It's okay. I'll be explained about it the next day, I'm sure. Okay, and it'll be funnier after you explain it 2 or 3 times to me.
Have you ever heard the phrase "short, sharp shock"? No. Okay, no. That wouldn't help then.
No.
There are only so many ways I can avoid the filter.
Is that a small penis? Okay, no, it's
This
not.
is the kind. We're on very different levels. I'm talking about what happens when you've given up on life, and she's like, "Yeah, but what if you get buggered?" It's like, we're in very different territories.
Well, I hope everyone's enjoying this. Is all I have to say. Wicked, why'd you leave us? Bruno for 5 Australia says, question, what did the fish say to the chips? Answer, why are you so cut up about looking at the battery they gave?
No, I like that. That's good.
Oh, no!
Oh, I was gonna say, very unusual that came from someone in dollars, but then it's Australian dollars, so it makes sense. It is amazing how much language we share with the Aussies compared to the Americans when they both came from us. Because the Americans just went off and made their own language, whereas the Aussies... Well, the thing is, even like modern slang, we have in common with the Aussies. And as far as I know, we just developed them independently. It's strange. I can't imagine what show could have...
news cycle. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
I think it comes to news. I don't know. It's more like slang. It kind of developed naturally. I think it's probably because the Aussies got shipped over there, where the Americans were like a specific type of person. They were the were the independent explorer, freedom. We just want to build something out of nothing kind of people. Where the Aussies, just criminals.
Carbon copies of the Brits. So, Taker 610 for 5 says the people of Earth X reacted to a black woman like the residents of Martha's Vineyard reacted to Hispanic migrants being bussed in. True. Very true. Thank you.
I think there was about 16 got busted and they lost their minds.
That we're losing out on cheap labor is all I can think of. Justin Martins, thank you for the 9-month member message, says squirrelphobia is the fear of squirrels. Squirrelphobia? Or phobia.
And then hippopots monstrosequip adaliophobia.
What are you talking about? Oh my god. Or
sesquipedalophobia is the fear of long words.
Why is it so long?
But that's the joke.
That's
always been the joke. That's just whoever named that. The first person to discover it is the one that names it. They were just a monster.
Evil. My favorite word is pneumoultramicroscopic silicoveneconiosis, which is the longest English word right now.
I'm not sure that medical terms count.
I don't think it's a medical term. It's a...
Sounds like a medical term. Just because of the oleosis.
Ultramicroscopic...
See, sounds like a medical term.
Meaning. What does it mean? It's a disease of the lungs allegedly caused by inhaling microscopic silicate particles originating from the eruption of a volcano. So you're right. It is a medical term.
Yeah. Because... like heart attack, myocardiac infarction. Like, doctors make up their own language. Academics do this as well. They make up their own overly complex language for no reason whatsoever, just so they know you're in the club. Well, you've been to university. You must be worth listening to. It's just to discard the plebs, even though the plebs could understand what they were if they used normal words. So it's more used as a barrier to make yourself feel superior. It's linguistic virtue signaling, and so I don't like that kind of stuff when it comes to medical terms and things. Like at least disestablishmentarianism isn't a medical term, which I think is the second longest one.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism, yeah.
Okay,
there are certain medical
you could probably
terms.
go anti-disestablishmentarianisms.
Like I could see. Like a heart attack can mean multiple different things that cause the heart attack. So I could see a medical term being used to quantify something and like, I don't know. I'm trying to think at least.
Well, no, because heart attack is a term that everyone knows. And so you could have like descriptor heart attack.
Tylenol versus acetaminophen, essentially.
Well, exactly. Like, one is just I think one's just the active ingredient of the other one, and the other one has additives and stuff. It's like a branded. It's a branded term, which makes it a bit different. But you can have like heart attack and then something heart attack. But they decided to go cardiac infarction just to make everything entirely different.
Leave it up to the smart people to want to seem smarter.
I don't think they're smart people. I think that's why they try and virtue signal over it.
Yep. Mitchell Fields for 2 says social contagion, good word usage for it.
It's not my word, it's a commonly used word for it. Social contagion it's a contagion that spreads, as the word sounds, societally. So people get affected by ideas.
Easily, depending on who you
Yeah, and it also means dominant. Like I always call it dominant social order, but social contagion means the same thing. Just describes how it spreads.
Okay, let me read the soup, and I wrote something for you in the next in the private chat because I have to pee. So the Jabroni for 2 says,
what was the point of typing in the private chat if you then just said it verbally to everybody?
I don't know.
I was like, I could have understood why it was private, but then you're like, no, I need to pee, everyone.
No,
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement.
Okay.
I'm going to be spraying water over
you know
my
what?
bathroom, ladies and
now
gentlemen.
I'm going to just do it in my chair. Okay, Disbrew, thank you.
Yeah,
No,
exactly. This is how you play Battlefield.
You
You've got a hole in your chair and you have a bucket.
You know what? You can read this. I'm going. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to spray her bathroom. That's the best way to do it. The jabroni for $2. Women always vote for degeneracy. No wonder she wanted me to read that one. It is interesting when it comes to like different there are generic templates for people. Men are more hierarchical, women are more equality and everything else. Comes from evolution. If men went out and hunted, they guarded the tribe as it is, whereas women needed to coordinate with each other. So they would distribute food among all the children. And so it's not good to develop an idea of this child didn't work for the food, because then it would starve to death. So it didn't matter whether the children worked for the food, you fed the kids. And so you have different instincts between people. And that kind of works in that kind of tribal scenario until you get to nations. And now they look at everyone and go, well, you haven't worked for the food. We should just give it you anyway, and we can take it from that guy because he hunted it. It is weird. It's not so much about degeneracy, it's how you evolve to be compared to modern societal requirements. And how that changes, and how we're not really good at updating the base software. And everyone loves to think that I'm a unique person. I came to all of my ideas by logic and reason alone. It's like, did you though? Or are you just going off base of evolutionary instinct and you came up with the logical reason of why you were doing it afterwards? So it feels nice. You think you're believing in a California ideal, but basically you're just going along with something that you evolved to be thousands of years ago. And of all the things that could have been left on the screen is this to talk about for a prolonged period of time. I think we can all get together and agree that X-Ray Girl shouldn't vote. Like, if no one else, just X-Ray Girl, specifically. She would definitely vote for degeneracy, as we already proved with the dinosaur costume. Which, if you noticed, she chose a different dinosaur costume, and then when she went, oh, I've been looking at them actually during the stream, she found a website to buy the dinosaur costumes, was not the one that she said she was going to buy. Like, no, I found the skimpier one. I found the more degenerate one. Probably because she knows what chat would want. Like, if you had to vote, which one is it? It's the one with the least material. You didn't really leave me with a topic to talk about, so I had repealed the 19th and degeneracy. And I said, I think we can all agree, chat.
Type of degeneracy. We talked about me. That's fine. That's cool.
Wait, well, we talked about you at the end. I talked about instincts at the start. I said the one thing that we can all agree on, though, is that X-ray girls shouldn't vote.
No, I know. I voted for.
I have to tell you that because a lot of people, I can't believe it. He was talking about her behind her back. It's like.
Well, the thing is it really behind your back if I can go back in the stream and listen?
Well, now you don't have to. People are like, I can't believe him. You know, the moment she left, he started talking about her on the stream. This is disgusting.
I know you are so disgusting, Disprue. But the thing is, you guys gotta understand what Disprue talks about on stream. He is willing to talk about to me or anyone in person, and I respect that.
Well, I'm not intelligent enough to lie. That's the key.
You saw my acting skills, so I think we are very similar in that field.
Look, honestly, it just seems like a lot of work. If you have to have an entire second set of beliefs about every topic on Earth, compared to just saying what you think, sorry, that one's way easier.
You know what? Okay, it's the same idea. I tried dating 2 people at once. It's too confusing. I will never do it again. I will never, ever, 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 ever do it again. Because it's like trying to live 2 different lives. No, it is confusing. And so I would rather.
What? Because you don't know you can't remember what you've told the other one. And so it's like, I didn't know you had a dog. It's like, yeah, I've got a dog. It's like.
And then you kind of confuse what they've told you or, whoever it was. So, like I said, this happened early on in life. And
like, yeah, hello, 20s. Barry. My name's not Barry. Like,
you don't have 2 sisters? That might have been the other guy. I don't know. So it's just, yeah. Anyways, so won't do that again. It's the same thing with life. I think if you have that consistency of who you are and who you portray yourself between all your friends, that is a better sign of your personality and just reliability. That because you're not lying.
Yeah.
If you feel like you need to lie, that's BS.
I think it's an interesting difference between, like, it's easy to lie in videos because you can edit anything. So you can basically put on a persona for a short amount of time, edit it up, and you can appear like the most high energetic, happy person in the universe. But when you've got to do a stream for hours, people will see the real you. It's inevitable. And
absolutely.
I think Gary said it ages ago. I think Gary said this so long ago, it was before I was making videos. But he always said, like chat will get used to what you've done, and they will kind of forgive you for basically anything as long as they expected it of you. So if you come across as like a holier-than-thou guy, and then they find out that actually you've gone against your own things that you've pitched to them, they will hate you for it.
Absolutely.
But if someone found out that It's a Gundam drank, no one's going to care. it's
oh my god, It's a Gundam, if he hasn't been drinking, would worry me.
I was going to say vitamins, but a lot of people may not know his stream well enough to get the reference. But it is a case of, like, yeah, people don't mind if you're on it. People can like you even though they disagree with what you do, as long as you're honest with them. But if you come across as better than them, and then they find out you'd never believed it and you were just lying to them, that's like a massive betrayal.
Issue at that point, yeah.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. So thank you for saying I should not vote, because I agree. Lance for $4.99 says, are we going to see this?
I didn't expect you to agree. I just knew the moment I said it, I'm like, I have to tell her now. It's like even as I'm saying it.
If I didn't need to vote, it's fine with me. It's fine, honestly.
I'm not sure why a lot of people want to. It's like, I think most people don't care enough about it to want to anyway. They just do because they feel like they should do.
50% of America doesn't vote, right? Or some statistics similar to that.
Yeah, I mean, there are countries in the world that is Australia one of them? That might be. That legally force everyone to, and you get fined if you don't. I think that's just look, if they can't be bothered to go down there anyway, they're not. They don't care about it enough to even make a decision. They're telling you that. Don't make them.
Yeah. Mike says I usually portray myself as far worse on camera. That's a lie. He's actually who he is.
Yeah, he actually wears that costume for lols. Like, just casually around the house.
I went out for food with Mike, and he totally wore that Barney outfit.
I can imagine. Like, those pictures, he's like, you got to take them to your grave.
Yep. Why do you think I'm not allowed to post the photos? Gosh. I'm kidding, by the way, on this. Lance for $4.99. Huh?
Sorry, carry on. I read ahead in the chat.
Oh, okay. Are we gonna see Disbury review Chainsaw Man movie? Wait, what? There's a movie. It's releasing later.
That was my reaction. There's a movie?
There are only 12 episodes of backstory.
I've already seen the 12 episodes. I don't need to catch up.
What? I need to rewatch this. Oh, Chainsaw Man movie. Where is it coming out?
Yeah, I didn't know there was a movie. But I like Chainsaw Man. Yeah, it was
so good. It's about a guy who just wants to touch a boob.
It is interesting, yeah.
Adorable.
And the woman is just manipulating him. It's like, well, if you do this, you can do anything to me.
So,
it's like, wait, that would that works for a guy because every guy like, okay, I am that easily manipulated.
But that's real life. Guys can be manipulated that easy. It's so easy.
Yes.
It's so easy.
This is and that's why the story works. One of the reasons Hollywood hasn't worked is because it's trying to portray their fake mythical world that they want the world to be, not as it is. And that show is just every guy can identify with being that guy. The would be time it's like, do you want to? Yes. Well, you do. Yes. As long as I can do that, I don't care. It's like,
yep. Sex is the ultimate thing a guy could hope for.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially from his position, because he was kind of the kicked dog at every turn. So he had nothing to provide for anybody to make them want to. So you simultaneously understand his position, because every guy basically starts at 0 unless the parents are given him something. So you understand him, like, his desire to improve, but also being easily manipulated. And also thinking, if I was in position, yeah, I would. Everything about it works.
Yeah. So the movie Reza Arc, released in Japan September 19th, 2025. International theatrical release September 24th, 2025. In select Asian markets such as Hong Kong, Philippines, Taiwan, and Malaysia. The film released in the US and other non-Asian markets is October 24th, 5 days earlier than announced. So the release was handled by Crunchyroll through Sony Pictures, releasing in over 80 countries and territories. So it sounds like it's going to be the movie scheduled to be shown in premium formats such as IMAX 4DX and Real ID 3D in the United States. If it's on Crunchyroll, I'll watch it. I don't think I'm going to go to the theaters to watch it.
It's not going to be on Crunchyroll when it releases. It's going to be in movies only. So it's going to be like Demon Hunter just came out.
Which I haven't seen because I kind of want to. Okay, let's see. Chainsaw? No, it's not even in Canada. No.
I think they are doing a dubbed version, which would be my requirement.
I know you like dubbed over subbed, so.
Uh-huh.
Dang, that sucks. Lance, why did you tell me things that I'm going to just pine over for the next year or so?
It should be there, because I think it's over here.
It's not in Canada. I need to watch Infinity Castle. Maybe on my adventures to the States, I will go and watch Chainsaw Man. I'm going to try and make it.
It's saying 29th of October here, but then mixing. Oh, some said 23rd.
It was 29th, and then it was 5 days, announced it would be 5 days earlier. So, I mean, either way, I think I can make this happen. I want to make this happen.
I don't know. None of the times it's showing is like linked in various cinemas, but there's no times, so I'm assuming it's just nearer the date. Maybe it'll appear.
We'll find out more.
But yeah, I will go and watch that if it's showing.
I agree. Monkey Love Clean for $2 says, "Are you from Japan? I'm trying to get in Japan." Why did you make me say that?
Firstly, I like that. Secondly, I don't know what's going on with that eye, but it doesn't have a dot over the top, and I'm very confused.
There's no period in these panties.
Well, there's always a bonus.
You're welcome.
It's like having a 24/7 access to a supermarket.
Thank you, Monkey. Health Minister of Belgium for $4.99 says we have open carry now in Florida. Why are you in Florida when you're the Health Minister of Belgium?
Yeah, and like when you are that size, are you really in much danger of someone doing anything to you? I think you're safe. Like no one wants to touch you, and you're entirely kidnap-proof. It's fine. Like no one is dragging you into a van unless they roll out a tank. I am being from a place with no guns. I admit this could be a completely like ignorant opinion, but it always made sense to me that you should never open carry because you're the first target. I think concealed just makes sense logically. But again, it's not something I've experienced.
You know, as someone who doesn't have any type of carry, you know.
Well, nor do I. It's just logically, concealed seems to make a lot more sense.
I think it depends on the state. Like if I was in Texas where they have open carry, you know, just everyone just has it. It seems.
Yeah, but let's say you're in a supermarket and a guy comes in with bad intentions. He will target all the people that he can see could defend themselves and not you first.
Yeah.
So the element of surprise, I think, just helps in general. And I saw one maybe a week ago. There was a guy paying at just like a corner shop type place. This kid walks in behind him, looks at him, looks down, is like, hang on, pulls the gun out of his back pocket. Guy ends up getting shot. I'm like, yeah, that wouldn't have happened if it was concealed. So I think just being like, you have the elements of surprise and you also don't get disarmed by surprise. I think there's too many upsides.
I totally see what you mean. So I just don't like carrying at all. I'm scared of guns.
Yeah, that is something Americans don't understand about the UK is that they're like, well, you gave up your ability to carry. It's like, yes, but we also, when we're around English people, didn't need to. I admit, 100% agree with anyone. It's like, now may be a different time, but as long as we're just English people, you were very safe. I don't think Americans will really appreciate what England used to be like, even like 25 years ago, 30 years ago. It was, you could go anywhere. You were entirely safe around everybody.
Yeah.
You just didn't need to. And so I see it, like, there are comments about that way I appreciate from both sides. It's like, I know your point from your country, where you're coming from, and what's happened now, but I remember what my country was like when I was a kid. And it was very different.
Yeah. Cultural and whatnot. Times and culture.
Yeah, like I say, I think that the Brits are probably the closest internationally to Japan as a culture. I don't know too much about South Korea to really comment, but if you're on about like cultures that would group together and be fine, I think there's not everyone. We're a very class-based culture in the UK.
Majority.
There's a certain strata of English culture that would fit.
I'm not cultured enough for that. Southeastern Kaiju for 2 says 2 billion years of human evolution. Boob towels. Shake my head. Shut up.
I don't understand the boob towels. Same as I don't understand that there was like an entire blanket that had arms holes, and it went around your arms, so you could put your arms into the blanket and sit there with it over you. I'm like, why?
Oh, okay. You know what? Okay, I'm thinking about it on a mammographer point of view. I had patients where I had a little small
Is that
towel.
the boob scanning?
Yeah, this is the boob X-ray. So you like squish it down like this. I would just be right before I actually X-rayed them. I'd be like, "Can you just wipe yourself?" They're very sweaty down there if they're very hanging.
Oh, I understand that. There was, I can't remember who it was. I think it was an author. And someone was like, when should you wear a bra? And it was like, if you can lift it up, put a pencil there, and let go.
Pencil test!
If the pencil stays, you need one. Like, that's actually really smart.
For those who don't know, if you have to put this here and your boob holds it up, the pencil test, then you may need a boob towel. But
I think that came from like an author. I think that was the first guy that came up with it.
That was the thing. I remember this from when I was younger because I did the pencil test and I was like, oh my god, I hope my boobs aren't sagging and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I digress.
Guys don't have to worry about that.
I digress. Maybe the ones who don't pass the pencil test might need the boob towel.
Yeah. If you don't need to wear a scarf because you can replace it, then it's an issue.
Exactly. So, thank you.
Same with blokes. If you need to pee in the middle of the night and you end up playing football, probably wear tire trap like boxes.
There you go.
Don't play swing football when you're going to the bathroom. Look, gravity affects everybody. If you end up tucking them in your sock, it's an issue.
Do your boobs hang low? Do they wobble to the floor?
I used to know that song as a kid. It is weird, right? How pre-internet, songs like that were simultaneously in Canada and England. Like, how on earth does that even happen? There was a tweet someone put out. It's like, I think the best thing our generation ever did was pre-internet convincing everyone that Marilyn Manson had a rib removed so he could sock himself. I was like, no, that is quite a feat. That internationally, kids everywhere got together and spread a rumor about a guy that wasn't true, but they did it without the internet.
And you know what? They prevailed. Clearly.
Yes. Well, I thought it was a UK thing that it was just known in school, and then Americans said it. It was like, well, okay, it must have spread over there.
It's not just us.
Yes.
Psychotic mongoose with 2 British pounds says, will X-Ray now crochet a boob towel? No, because I don't need one. Take it as you will. Jason Webster with 5 Australian says,
I use too much material.
Buy you tapestry bed quilt and sheet set by Extra Girl, only in super duper king size. Order now and receive a free set of steak knives. I said a set of steak knives. Screw that.
Like, maybe no, I'm keeping them to eat my own steak.
Gary Thomas for $10 says, fun fact, among developed nations, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Taiwan, and Italy have the lowest use of birth control pills, generally under 10% of women of reproductive age. That's amazing to hear, to be honest.
That's interesting, but also I think in the West, they kind of give it out as like a miracle pill. What, you've got acne? Sterilize yourself. It's very strange. Whereas over there, yeah, their issues are more cultural. I heard that one of Japan's issues were just they're too polite. So men won't approach women because they're just too polite. And so nobody meets. And they also work a lot. They work, leave work, sleep, go back to work. And so they don't have a lot of time for that kind of thing. It is like different cultures have different reasons why this is the case. I don't know too much about South Korea and their issues. Well, and Singapore and Taiwan, I have no idea about at all.
Yeah.
Italy, I imagine Italy has similar problems to the UK. The Bayeux Tapestry, though, was what I thought it was. It is just a really, really long tapestry of, like, medieval warfare and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So, if you needed to knit that, it would take you a while.
Oh, yeah. But I do like crocheting, though. Padre Singh for member message for 7 months says, what's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean? I've never paid to have a garbanzo bean on my face.
He has paid to have a chickpea on his face.
Padre, why?
It's a very old joke. It's a very, very old joke.
Why? I couldn't even finish it.
We are talking decades old of a joke.
Padre, you naughty boy.
It's simultaneously a joke that I like, but I've also heard many times.
Yeah.
Oh God! I read ahead in this one. This one is.
EB for $2 says, I tell dad jokes, but don't have kids. I'm a faux pas.
It's again. This is one of. It's really bad, but it's also quite smart, so I like it. Yeah, but it's stupid and smart. That's the issue with it. It's like, yeah, that's quite good, but I hate it.
You guys are trying to make us laugh. I love that. Jason Webster with 5 Australian says, coming soon. Emma Watson in my left foot in my mouth.
Both feet in her mouth. And the thing was about both of them, these people thought that they were saying genius scripts.
Oh, they thought they were on the moral high ground.
Oh, it was more than moral high ground. These people thought they were pitching like high-level intellectual topics that were bringing wisdom to the world for 2.5 hours. And the guy in the end was like, "This is the longest thing I've ever done." She's like, "Yeah, it was amazing. I didn't think anyone ever taught this long." It's like, "Yeah, I can understand. Nobody can stick staying in a room with you for that long when you just talk like this all the time." But it wasn't just her. He was giving everything back that she was giving him. Those two were made for each other. They should marry. Like, there is no two other people in the world that would just fillet themselves as much as those two did, saying absolutely. He would ask her a question. She would talk for 3 minutes, say nothing. Like, not answer it, and he'd just move on. And he didn't know. It was wild.
He just wanted to hear fluff.
And I'm not joking. The adult noises that were coming out the both of them were wild. It was all like, yes, oh god, yes, all the time, throughout the entire interview. If you cut up every time that she did that, you could make your own adult movie out of it. You could sell that stuff. It was bizarre.
Guys, are you ready? The Emma Watson cut.
But it was in Blab Street every time she did it. Blab started going, and like in the chat was just, yes, oh god, And it was like, it just looked like an adult movie.
Oh my god. Ian so forth with 50 British pounds. I'll do that one.
That was a new one.
No, that's my soundboard. I'll chip in for the boob towel. I won't say for which of you though.
Well,
but how
might take less material, but it'd probably have to reach further.
How do we know who is going to get the boob towel then? If we don't know, like if he's hot, it takes forever to send things to him. Okay.
It's true. I should probably ship it to me because he's cheap. Simultaneously, I'd pay less in postage, but he is English.
Yeah.
It's like,
despicable.
He's English. I genuinely don't think that Ian could possibly bring himself to send a parcel to England. I think the Scottishness in him would be like, I'm never sending a thing to that place. If it's the last thing I do, I will even send this to a random address in America than give one single package to the
English. Or
English.
I send it to Disparu. How dare you?
The only thing he'd send here is like a tartan spear with the message, We're gonna win our country back.
See.
Or he just send like a load of crap in a box with "This is your tartan."
Amazing. We got Gary Thomas for $2 says Sky News is worse than Sky News Australia. I don't know the difference.
Sky News is basically Californian news, and Sky News Australia is based. It's very strange. Like, I get clips from Sky News on YouTube just saying like basically anything they want to, and you compare it to ours, and it's just the opposite.
Difference.
Presumably owned by the same company.
Insane. The Jabroni for 5 says my favorite word is spackle because it's fun to say. Spackle, 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 spackle. You're welcome.
Yeah, there was a movie, I think was it Murder by Numbers, said the guy researched English and found out the two most beautiful words in the English language was salador. And it kind of makes sense because it kind of rolls off the tongue, it sounds a bit French, which is the most flowing, like, of the romantic languages.
Yeah.
Like salador. One of my favorite quotes of a movie is The Matrix. Well, Matrix 2. Where he's like, of all the languages, French is the best to curse in. It's like wiping your arse with silk.
Merde.
Mm-hmm. Like, he reels it off, and he sounds really classy, and he's just swearing.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that completely. So, Brujo for 2 Australians says Disbrew is a straight shooter on and off cam. How do you know about off cam, Brujo?
Oh. Yeah. You don't know if I can pee in a urinal.
Taker 610 for 5 says back on the Man Show before Kimmel sold his soul, they did a skit where they had a table that said "End women's suffrage" and had women set their name. Silly.
We've all been suffering.
Oh yeah, around women, I get it. Cartman for $4.99 says guys tried to rob a gas station here in Texas. He was tagged by every other patron. I love being a Texan.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. I think it was when I was a kid, so we're going back a long time ago. There was a guy drove off in a car to a church with like a wedding was going on, got out with a gun. Like everyone in this wedding just pulled out guns, shot the guy, carried on with the wedding, and like nothing happened.
There you go. That's the wedding I like to be at. Dang, that's awesome.
It's like, you chose the wrong wedding here, bro. It was like one of those movies where they walk into like a gangster pub and everyone just pulls them.
You effed with the wrong people. Jason Webster with 5 Australian says, what do you call a female goblin in a relationship? A ghoul friend. I love the dad jokes. Bring it on.
I'm just not sure a ghoul is a female goblin, is it?
No, I don't think so.
I thought a female goblin was just a goblin.
Because she'd be gobbling them nuts. Anyways, Carlos.
That's one of those ones. It's like, I wish I thought of that first.
Sorry, every time goblin's brought up, I think that.
I think there's a Jimmy Carr joke where he's like, I had 2 friends, and his girlfriend always thought the way to drive a man wild with desire was to nibble on his earlobes for hours and hours.
Hours? No.
I think it's bollocks. He told that joke in front of the pissing queen.
What did the queen do or say?
The queen. Well, no, we have a thing, I think it's called the Royal Variety Show, and it was basically Jimmy Carr's big break. It's what made him. He went on stage in front of the royal family, and they liked what he did, so he got more stuff. He got on TV and things. But he had to censor that joke. He went, I think it's nuts. So there was also another thing. There was a joke about cancer, and he had to tone that down to a bit poorly. And so he tailors his comedy when it's in front of the royal family.
I mean, when it's in front of royals, you might have to have a little more decorum than that, you know?
But he still told a joke about goblin nuts in front of the queen.
I think she would have liked it, just knowing the stuff that has come up about her, so.
Well, there was... Do you remember when there was the housing crisis and everything and all the economies crashed? There was a time during that when no one had any money, so the royal family thought that they would cut costs to try and... We're going to solidify ourselves with the population. During this time, there was a scandal because 2 men got caught in a bath together on the royal grounds. And rather than just going, you know what we were doing, everyone knows what we were doing, let's just ignore it, they went, we were sharing bath water to help with the Queen's austerity initiative. It's like, yeah, you're the royal family, you could have just said what was happening, it's fine.
Oh my god. Okay. I love the queen, by the way. I really like the videos that have popped up about her, like, post-death. They're just so sweet. She's such a sweet lady. She liked funny things. She liked to be funny. So, anyways, Carlos Lima for 5 says, remember Charlie Brown cartoons, the little yellow bird Woodstock? The noise he made when talking is what I hear when women talk to me. Wah, wah, wah.
I don't know the noise.
I don't know the noise, but if it's like Charlie Brown's parents, I get it.
It is actually like, no, they all sound the same. Because what I was about to say about the Queen is all old women look like the Queen. Like, they just all morph into the Queen. Everyone's gran looks like the Queen over time.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yep.
And especially when
like
you have her on
Asian
every coin, it's very easy to compare.
It's like Asian grandparents, you know? They all look the same after a while. Yep.
I've heard there's a day. So, like, Asian people look young. Then they wake up one day, it's just gone. It's like, yeah, they go from, like, I look 20 to granny instantaneously. I'm
at the curlers, and I'm ready for it, and, you know, it's fine. I'm ready for it. Hey,
at least you get an extended version of the youth.
I do. So I appreciate that. Monkey Love Clean for $2 says, are you undead? Because I want a necrophilia. Oh. Sorry. Well, I've heard that joke many times.
I haven't, but it is like, what's the one everyone, Shad likes? Twilight. Twilight is basically a movie about one girl's indecision between necrophilia and bestiality.
Wow, the way you put that, that makes sense.
It just is, though, isn't it? That's what the movie is about. It's like, I wish I could choose, but I just like both of these options way too much.
So, 2025 smutty books. What do you call it? Chick bean flick or whatever?
Clit flick. No, clit lit.
Clit lit.
Although, as it's a movie, I don't think it works for books.
Mm-hmm. Clit flick. Literally.
Yeah, like chick flick is the other one. But you could understand it if, like, they always do the triangle. They never do three blokes. Ever. So a woman always struggles between...
I don't want it.
No, but even, like, the 90s movies and everything always had... You would have the bad boy, and then the guy that she should obviously get with, and she always went with the bad boy. But it's always that triangle. Whereas in this, you'd think, okay, dead person, werewolf, maybe human, maybe do three just for this, just see how it goes. It's like, no, we get rid of the human first.
We want the hyper crazy possible bad boy version.
Like, even on Milking Farm, one of the things is like monster book. It's like...
Milking Farm? So true, though.
Did I ever show you the shelf of Clitlit?
No. Okay, go find it while I read this then.
It's the top result.
Wow. The Dead Man for $4.99 says, how do you stump an archaeologist? Hand him a woman's hygiene product. Ask him what period it's
It's like, well, probably.
That's actually a really good Dead Man.
Sniff it is like, well, it's a recent one.
Oh my god.
So, this is a shelf in Goodreads. But it's the first thing that comes up with.
It literally says Clitlit. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
So it starts with 50 Shades of Grey, but then you have like Barbarian's Prize. You're like, oh, that's... I think I can probably guess what that is. But then I scrolled down, Faking with Benefits. It kind of gets worse. Twisted Games by a guy called Anna Hong.
I would bet that's Anna Hung on your face.
Like...
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You have Barbarian's Touch, Barbarian's Mate, Barbarian's Mine. We all know what he's mining. But what I clicked was Barbarian's Taming. Because I'm like, hang on, what?
What?
Are you taming him or is he taming you? And why is not this page not... I don't care.
Oh my god, that photo! What?
Yeah. So, as a newcomer to the alien tribe... So, I'm assuming this is the second book. The first one is probably where she, like, touched him, right? As a newcomer to the alien tribe, I've struggled to find my place. It might be because I'm a tad headstrong at times. It's always the arsehole woman. It always is. It's the one that no one will be able to stand. It's like, I may be an arsehole, but everyone likes me. And yes, I might have thrown a few things at people's heads. They're always an arsehole. But... I had good reason to pitch a fit. My shy sister was stolen away right under my nose. And this is something you get in the books. It's always, look, my family may be starving, but if I have to shag a prince that rules the nation to get them back, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to pay.
I will do it. It's like the Milking Farm one when she was like, if he asked me to go down on him, I would have went face first.
Exactly. It's like, yes, men is like, if I have to crawl across broken glass, risk death, to travel across the universe and have every pain in the universe inflicted on me, I will. And she's like, well, if I have to shag this attractive man, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
For my nation!
Yes, to save my family, I'll sacrifice that. Of course, now she's back and mated. And I don't know if you know what the mated term means in women's books or not.
Budged.
Well, no, it means like bonded. So one of the things that they have in women's books is like spiritual bonding. So this guy may be the worst person in the world, most evil person in the world. He may be a pirate that goes around and like wipes out entire nations. But there's a spiritual connection between the two of you, and you just can't help bagging him because the universe made you. So it's not your fault that you liked evil.
Happen. Oh my
you had no other choice. Yeah. So everyone's happy except me. Because her sister got a boyfriend and she's like, I hate this. I need affection. Attention. Okay, I'm lonely. Really lonely.
Wow.
Strangely enough, the only person that I think understands what I'm going through is the same blue-skinned brute that stole my sister.
What the freak?
So in the first book, this guy must have stolen her sister, kidnapped her, probably banged her, let's be honest.
His sex toy. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And she's like, the only person that could possibly understand what I'm going through is the guy that kidnapped and attacked my sister.
That's wild. What is
It's wrong to hook up with him, even as a mindless flip. It's like, look, it's wrong. Even as a one-nighter, it's wrong. Except, I'm not so good with the whole rules thing, and he's not so great with the fling thing.
That is wild.
Look,
I've never heard of a story like that. Oh my god.
If you ever want a laugh, go and read the summary of women's books. Like, it's just everyone, just pick one. It doesn't matter what it is, it's just gold. It is the most horrific stuff you're ever going to read in your life. And it's funny because, like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is quite possibly the best story I've ever written in my life. It has all the morals that I could possibly... It's like, is it just you getting banged? She's like, yes, it is.
I'm not ready for this, is all I gotta say.
Men and Lord of the Rings. Women are barbarians taming.
Yep. And that's why we shouldn't vote. So Jason Webster with 5 Australians says, what do you call a witch who lives at the beach? A sandwich. Thank you, Jason.
That, by the way, that book has 35,700 ratings. That's a popular book.
That is insane. Mostly girls, I bet. And gay men. Padre saying for $2.
Well, I'm not sure they'd want to project themselves onto a woman.
They don't want anything near a woman.
I doubt they'd even need the books. They just go to a club.
Well, yeah. Twilight is 2 gay dudes fighting over an autistic. Wow.
I've never seen it. Every clip I've ever seen, it seems like it's an indie movie that was filmed for about 10 quid at a student's project, end of year project.
The book was popularized that they had to make the movie realistically, otherwise they wouldn't have. It's
the way it's filmed. Like, indie movies have a certain look about them, which Hollywood movies don't. And I don't know enough about. Yeah. I don't know enough about them to say why. I just know there is a certain look to it, and yeah, all of them.
Yep. Berta for 5 says, "How should you refer to your dad if he plays the tuba? Tuba. Papa.
Tuba.
Papa. Papa. I don't get it. I'm so sorry, Berta.
I think it's simultaneously a papa is a dad, but papa isn't that from Willy Wonka? Term? No, isn't there is either a musical or it's Willy Wonka. It's like papa.
I never watched Willy Wonka, so that might be my fault.
I would kick you out of Canada just for that. It's like you can't be a Westerner and not seen Willy Wonka.
I'm ready.
I consider that to be a deportable offense. It's like not seeing Willy Wonka.
America. Okay. Right.
No, because I would expect any American citizen to have seen Willy Wonka as well.
I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry.
That is disgraceful.
Jason Webster, 2 Australian says, how does a girl vampire flirt? She bats her eyes. That one was cheesy and I like it. Thank you.
Although at least she can feed a boyfriend.
Hey, let the rivers flow. BS Warren for $2.
It's like a portable picnic.
Have you read anything with ovipositors? I don't know what that means.
No. I can look it up. I haven't read as much since I've started doing YouTube as I used to. Just because I have to watch way more stuff. Ovipositors is a specialized tubular organ found in female instincts, some other arthropods, and even a few fish used for laying eggs. I'm kind of concerned about what book that would be.
I don't know.
Book. Popular oviposition books? This is another shelf.
Dang.
Planet Oyster Fertility Fusion. Hang on.
Can I just say while I'm hanging on, we have gotten to one topic and it's almost been 3 hours.
Well, I think that was a challenge.
Why we need Wicked.
When Bromopod Smuggler Chick, we actually have a lot of topics in the chat as well. There's probably like 20 of them. Wazoo finds herself literally down and out with an unfamiliar planet. She's forced to admit that she's in one hell of a tight spot, just as she's preparing a long, boring, creditless blah 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 blah. Who do you carry theirs with hidden dangers? Fertility Fusion is an explicit Easter-themed alien romance.
Easter?
That is a very niche book, topic. Yes, I want to do an alien romance, but only explicit alien romance, but only at Easter. Christmas is over there in the bookshop, actually. Intended for 18+ audiences only. It involves very explicit group activity, colourful, and frequent explosion.
Explosion.
Of egg dye.
Lord. Good lord.
Overbuzz interaction. Discussions of fertility, pregnancy, birth, allusions to adult work, allusions to stuff that you can take, violence, potential unaliving of baddies, awaking of furry tendencies you might have been previously unaware of, alien anatomy, while neither sweet bunny boys, skill carrying heavy God.
What is wrong with people? This world needs to be flushed, clearly. Oh my god.
Important note!
Can we go back
We
to
know the
Children's
cover is
Chocolate
cute
Factory?
as F. It got you to come check it out, right? So listen. I know this may look like something you'd flip through while lounging at the pool, but it is, and we cannot stress enough, very adult novel with moving parts and moisture.
Moisture? How dare they?
Yeah, this is one of the things, right? People don't like the word moist, but think how much it would be if it was, like, dank. And no, yes, words all over the place. This is your heads up. That's like... I had no idea this was a thing. I'm already bookmarking it.
I think you should do a live reading. That's what I think you should do.
Look, so far, I have 2 different shelves. I am more than willing to just click random books and read the summaries. It's like...
There you go. There you go. I am down for this, as well as all the monsters.
One is called Tentacle on 34th Street.
That is a hentai waiting to happen.
Mandy and the Tentacle Monster. Snake Alien Charmer.
Oh my god. Stop. Please stop.
My ant monster mate. Dressed
Which ant?
in
Which ant? A-U-N-T?
A-N-T.
I don't know if there was anything that would make it better, to be honest.
Yes, that would be aunt, otherwise. Dressed in desire. Laying the giant alien commander's eggs. That's the title.
The commander's eggs? What the frick?
I'm laying the giant alien commander's eggs. Think of the size of the eggs.
Size queen. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
One is just called Sinking Into Me.
That's just an afternoon delight. I get it.
Filling her with my eggs. I think my favorite one out of all of them is just the Nourisher. It's a bit like if anyone.
Call my uncle. No, I'm kidding.
He used to do a magic trick. He'd put me on his lap and make a rabbit appear. Sometimes I'd pet it and it was sick. No, the Nourisher reminds me of Diablo 2, where it's just the Wanderer. I was always going west as the Wanderer throughout all the movies. It was like, this is the Nourisher. Everyone has heard the Nourisher.
Oh my god. Well, Diablo 2 actually pretty scary for its time.
No, those FMV sequences in Diablo 2 were amazing.
They're actually awesome. So I quite liked it. Thank you, Ian, for the 50 British pounds. I wasn't one for rolls, but he wasn't one for cottaging or boob towels. Well,
what a savage.
Maybe you need balls towels or
yeah, a ball sling.
Yeah. Which are called underwear. Really? It would just be underwear. Tied away.
I think that's that sheath underwear. That actually advertises itself as like cupping them. And this sounds horrific. I would rather play swing football.
I don't know.
No, I'll just play swing football.
10 man for $4.99. Did you hear about the blue pill shipment that got robbed? The police are looking for hardened criminals.
It's awful for them. They had the toilet nicked at the same time. They said they had nothing to go on.
Monkey Love Clean for $2 says, what's worse than ants in your pants? Uncles.
I went and saw if anyone knows Alan Davis, he was on QI all the time. He used to do like a murder mystery show. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, I saw him do stand-up. He's advertising his new book. And you think, oh, a comedian doing a book? It's obviously a comedy book. Halfway through the comedy performance, which wasn't really my thing anyway, because him and this one guy was a lot of stuff about kids and stuff. I was like, oh, well, I have children on my own children funny. I'm like, not really. But halfway through the performance, he starts talking about what his dad did to him as a kid. And I'm like, is this supposed to be funny? This isn't funny. Why are you doing it as a comedy performance? And it was all to advertise his book, because he's written about it in his book. It's like, no one's buying your book. So you're turning a comedy performance into this thing about this horrific thing that happened to you in your past. And then he starts to cry in the middle of a comedy show. And I'm sitting there like, this isn't funny. Like, this is not the night out I came for. I did not want to see a guy break down on a stage. He hasn't done stand-up in a long time, like well over a decade or something.
Reason. Don't do it.
And this is to advertise his book. But I'm like, it's not what I would have done in a comedy show, mate. I wouldn't recommend it.
No. And Ian, I'm with you here on this. It's a bizarre form of therapy.
Yeah, it did, because there was a time where I asked, has anyone read my book? There was like 3 people went, "Way." It's like, yeah, that's about the average for the people. It didn't really break the breakthrough what they needed to. And then when we found out what was in it, I'm not surprised. That is not a topic that I want to read about in my spare time for entertainment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, not something you want to voluntarily.
I can understand it's horrific for you and you struggle with it in your life. I don't want to consume it for fun. That sounds horrific to me, mate.
Well, I mean, there's horrific things that you can frame into a learning lesson, per se.
Well, this was a comedy show. That's my point. It's like, maybe there are places where you can go and talk about this and help people. But a comedy show is supposed to entertain people and make them laugh. I don't want to laugh about that. It's like, it's funny when Jimmy Carr makes a joke about it because he's just making stuff up, but none of it's serious.
Absolutely.
There was this whole aura across the audience, which is like, oh, am I supposed to be laughing at this? I don't really know how to take this. And he knew, and he kept commenting on it about how no one was laughing. So yeah,
because I feel like he needed validation, and that's the sad part about some of these moments in time. Because he I don't know what he was looking for, but he clearly didn't get it.
Very weird. Very weird for a comedy show. On the plus side, I'm going to see Ross Noble instead. So
fun. I love it.
He's an improv comic, so.
I think comics are better live than on, like, I like the idea of comic specials, but it doesn't have the same reaction unless you're there in person.
Yeah, Jimmy Carr's are good because he just kind of, it's the same performance. He does a bit of question stuff and put downs and people heckle him and he puts them down and stuff. So that's different. But he has like set jokes that he writes down and tells people, and then he tests new stuff, so that's the different bit. Whereas Ross Noble is just improv. He just makes it up based on the people in the audience, what he's saying, what he's thinking of at the time. And so you could go like 2 nights back to back and it would still be new. Ross Noble's been one of my favorite comics since I was a kid for that reason.
Absolutely. I would love to go to a new performance. It's just been so long. I want to go to Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr does American performances. I'm sure he goes to Canada.
Probably.
So, if you're in any kind of, or near any kind of major hub, I'm sure he goes there.
I'll take a look. We got Taker 610 for 5 says, Disparate, did you hear about the story of the black Texan woman who joined some kind of cult called the Kingdom of Kubala?
Oh, I have heard about her.
Woodlands.
Count Dankula did videos on her. Yeah, it was like this family. It was like this family which moved into Scotland woods and then started saying that they were like linked back to the ancestry of Scotland and set themselves up as kings in a forest. And there's this thing where he's just sitting in a chair and then all the women around him are like kneeling in submission as if they're his handmaidens and stuff. And
wow.
I did see. I didn't watch it. I watched his first video. I didn't see his video update. Where, yeah, they got dragged out of the forest. They're not there anymore. I was like, we can't actually have kings set up in Scotland. That can't happen.
Wild.
I will say they didn't look very Scottish.
Thank you, 610. Taker 610. Okay, let's get to our second topic that we said we were gonna get to. 3 hours in, by the way.
Look, we got to our first topic bang on an hour. This is almost bang on 3. It's like, yes. I think that's impressive.
So, this is it. This is a childhood cartoon on Netflix called Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
Oh, I saw the clip of this.
All the stuff, blah, blah, blah. There's a bunch of clips out there of trans and gender ideology and
yeah, there's pronouns. A lot of worse things than that clip.
Yeah, and so there has been a big lead, and I'm going to say, as much as Elon has been a part of this, I'm going to say Libs of TikTok is the one that has been finding a bunch of clips on this and sharing them.
Yeah, but at the same time, she's been finding clips from things which have been on there for years, which have been well known, and it kind of seems like just exploiting a trend. Oh, I found this one worked. I'm going to find more. And so they just started digging through Netflix's history.
Absolutely.
But everyone already knew, like, well, if you watched any of the channels that, like, we're in that kind of sphere of, you will have already have seen this stuff.
So, we saw the first etches of this was probably Cuties.
Yeah, and that was the worst one. And even then that, I don't think the worst thing was even the movie, it was the audition process. They auditioned like hundreds or thousands of children and got them to do everything that you saw in the movie, or not saw, but sort of like clips, heard about, in live person repeatedly for months. Which, I don't think there's any need to.
Yeah. So, we have that, and then we had the huge cancel Netflix. We saw Elon Musk being a strong proponent of the whole idea of canceling Netflix for what, has popped up. And
it did affect their stock price. So
absolutely.
It made a dent.
So Elon Musk told his 225 million followers to cancel Netflix. It's actually 25 billion, but it's their stock price is down 25 billion. That is insane for any company. This is huge. And if Netflix does not do anything about it, I guess we understand where the politics are. Because I understand Netflix is a division of many different companies or sub-companies. We got, TV, movies, foreign entertainment, children entertainment. So you have like different managers for each. It'll be interesting to see if they do anything about this in the next couple weeks. Because it's been about 4 or 5 days.
A lot of the shows that they're talking about have already been cancelled. Like, that's how old a lot of the stuff they're digging up is. Some of the stuff had season 1, season 2, cancelled. And then this is like 2 years ago it got cancelled. And then now bringing it up. So you do hit a point where you're like, well, what are Netflix supposed to do? Supposed to delete it? I mean, they could, but they've already paid for it. Is anyone really watching it now, or are you just digging up like an old topic to try and make it trend again?
And this is the hard part, is there's such good entertainment on Netflix, but the thing is,
it's the one subscription service I keep all the time, because I like the Korean stuff.
There is a huge subdivision of different parts of Netflix that are actually good, and some that are actually bad. It's the idea of saying, like, the entire set of Disney Marvel are evil. But are they actually?
I could probably make an argument that they are.
I don't know. I'm just trying to say, like, there's people who are of the working class that you could maybe argue are good people.
You have like set designers. It's like, they just make something look good.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, is it doesn't make a company inherently evil. It makes the heads of company inherently evil. Not everything underneath is evil.
The moral actors in places like Disney and everything are the script writers on up, because they're the ones that put the values into the thing. Everyone else just like points a camera or does the sound or does the sets. They have no control over what they're doing. They just have their job is to make it as good as possible. But they have no power over the content of what they're actually doing. So yeah, obviously anyone, I think they call it beneath the line, is just your average worker doing a job who has no influence on any of it.
Which is sad for them, I mean, especially.
Yeah, but it's also most of the world, and I actually, one of my favorite bits of Peacekeeper was the speech that the dad gave. It's like, well, you're in this horrible world. It's like, well, I'm doing the best that I can. I can't overthrow the state on my own. But if I actually kicked off about it, I'd end up in prison. But if I use my life to make the little influence that I have do the best that I can to the most people that I can and improve the world the most that I can, that's about all I can do. That's the best that I can do. I'm limited in my power. So I thought that was a good speech, and it's true for everybody. It's just, if everybody did that, then you'd have a massive effect. But it is not a good thing in your life to worry about things that you can't control and can't change, because you'll just get depressed, feel powerless, and then not do anything at all. So I can understand why a set designer doesn't care about the content of the stuff he's making sets for. I don't blame the set designers of Alien Earth for it being crap.
Yeah. I've worked for big companies, especially in healthcare, and enacting change is kind of difficult, and it's kind of like, I remember we had this silly safety committee. Yeah. And did anything change? Nope. But they wanted the accolades of having a safety committee.
I heard about a meeting that happened at a council office where one of the questions they asked them is, if you were at work and you heard an asteroid was coming for your area and it was going to hit in 15 minutes, what would you do? That was a genuine question.
They call had, all my family and die?
No, well, our government has like Cobra meetings, which are their apocalyptic serious scenario meetings to decide what they do in dangerous situations. So then all the local councils decided they were going to have their own versions of it to feel important. And one of them was, what would you do if an asteroid was? And their conclusion was literally, we need to have a bug out bag with various different papers and records because the computers would get destroyed.
A bug out bag in LA. Yeah. Tell me how you're going to drive out of there on time.
Oh, well, this wasn't obviously in LA, this is in the UK. But still, we have more traffic. You ain't escaping if an asteroid is hitting a city. But these are genuine meetings that they waste their time on. That's the kind of thing that just any big thing does. It's just a load of people justifying their jobs.
Wild. It's just to define what they do in life, and that's just, it's freaking sad. So, did we get to 2 topics? I want to feel like
I can't remember what the topic was, to be honst. I got too interested in an asteroid thing.
I was like,
I wish it would.
Netflix and mass cancellations. Netflix stock dropped. You know, it's fine. I think it was deserved at some point.
Well, yeah, and look, it's always good for parents to be aware that, be aware of the content that you're feeding your kids.
Remember
because,
when
like I said,
Slender Man was a thing where, like, it popped up on kids' YouTube shows?
Oh, there was loads of things like, what was it, salad fingers and stuff. When I was subjected to The Never-Ending Story, which the horse scene scared, like scarred a generation. I watched Watership Down, which is just a horrific movie. Kids watch a lot of stuff. But that was kind of just like, we're teaching kids about death. It wasn't trying to make them go down a path in life. And in fact, when I was a kid, we had a governmental law where you couldn't teach kids about this stuff. It was illegal. Teachers you could not teach that this was good. The only thing you could teach, as Chris Gore said on a stream, was to be blatantly heterosexual, which I thought that was a great term, blatantly.
Oh my god, Secrets of the Nim was so good. I remember that.
But yeah, it's like Netflix has a load of stuff on it. You're digging things up from 2 years ago, and it is good that you know about it. So I don't think your kids should watch Netflix that you haven't watched.
Your kids should watch things together. Any show absolutely.
Yeah, you should know. And already have you agreed with the other parent what your kid should see. You should already have seen it, one of you, and you should decide whether it's acceptable for them or not.
Look at, like, freaking Peacemaker, for example. There's freaking penises in it. Like,
look, no, that's not even my biggest problem. No parent should subject their child to Peacemaker because it's crap. You should expect it to have better quality of entertainment for your kids.
Oh my god. I'm just saying, like, that is like the most atrocious thing that we can think about, at least in this year.
any kid that I raised would have already turned Peacemaker off long before that scene because it's awful. That's the kid I want to raise. I want to tell this James Gunn has no talent, and he just goes off to something else. He's like Beast Wars. I want to watch Beast Wars.
Oh my god. I'm just looking at chat right now. You guys are so funny, and I love you guys. Okay, I feel better that we at least reached 2 topics.
Yeah, people canceling Netflix. The thing is, the Korean stuff for Netflix.
It's good. It's good.
Well, yeah, and it's like, even though I gave season 3 of Borderlands a 5, it's like, because I'm comparing it to the other series. I'm comparing it to itself, and I think the other 2 series were incredible. So I can understand other people may rate it higher. Because if you're comparing it to other things, I'd probably agree with you. But you'll find it like cartoons that nobody watched and was already cancelled. And it just seems a bit weird to be bringing it up now, rather than when it was released. I don't know.
That's the way of the world, unfortunately. And no, Hurts, I am not going to take another shot because I am schmammered. Disbrew, I'm going to end this stream at a relatively okay time. What are you doing in the next few days?
I've got to finish my video, which I couldn't finish today because I had to fix all of my computer problems, which involved me waking up this morning to my router just being dead. On top of everything else, which if anyone saw FNT, it took me like 90 minutes to even get on the stream.
Oh my god.
Audio
this
interface
was
stopped
so
working.
ready. He always is like, he is the most reliable human being, and every now and then, like I say every now and then, I mean once in a blue moon, he's sleeping.
Well, to be fair, both of those for the same reason, and it was because Alexa didn't wake me up.
That's why I say once in a very blue
It's
moon.
always tech that lets me down, and it wasn't this. Like, all road drivers stopped working on my computer. So my mic just would not work. And then I have backup stuff. It's all road. Yeah. And so none of the road stuff worked. And then I wake up this morning after spending hours trying to fix it after the stream. I was up to like 5 a.m. trying to fix it. Wake up this morning, router's died. If my router dies, all of my smart plugs don't work, which is every single light in my entire room. And so I'm in darkness, crawling around the floor, trying to find the plugs to my lights after I've replaced the router, which I happen to have a replacement for, because I meant to upgrade it, but I'm a lazy arsehole, so it's just sat there for ages.
You're just very lucky about that, honestly.
Yeah,
and like,
I had to reconnect them one at a time, and then try and get a mic working.
I'm proud of you, honestly, after hearing, because I didn't know what the problem initially was. It was just like, oh, I got to restart, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, he'll be here eventually. And then it's like, uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Because even when I was restarting, I was like, okay, restart that, doesn't work. Restart my computer, doesn't work. Get a second audio interface. The Rode Streamer X, which is what I use when I travel, didn't work. I've got a little portable audio interface you can plug into an XLR. Just stick a USB in this, it doesn't work. Like nothing worked.
Just out of luck, essentially.
Mm-hmm. I used a computer, 2 different laptops. That laptop didn't work. I don't know why. Didn't have time to check why it didn't work. Maybe my fault. Don't know. Eventually,
just all of it just didn't work.
I'm sitting here with a Mac on my table, looking at it like this. 3 hours later, my neck is killing me because I'm looking like this the entire time.
Absolutely. And you know what? I appreciate Disper for trying literally everything. Literally. So, the Dead Man for $4.99 says, Extra Girl, Y-Falls had a UFO JFK video. Please remind Gary for FF. We have a guest coming on tomorrow for Forbidden Frontier. We got Debunking Dan on, which I would have gotten to, but you reached it faster than I did. Debunking Dan is coming on.
That's what she said.
That always happens, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. I would have got there eventually, but you got to it first.
Or is it vice versa, depending on who it is?
Definitely depends on who it is.
Anyways, so check out Forbidden Frontier tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Nerdrotic Live or on Nerdrotic on Rumble. I'm going to have Art in the morning as well as Sunday Fun Day. We're playing Dying Light, the Beast So you don't want to miss it. Cheers. Disparate, what are you doing?
Will you be playing Battlefield 6 at any point, or is that just... I'm assuming Az will.
No. Do I just go A2 and then my ship sinks or something?
No, Battlefield is a first-person shooter.
Oh, I thought it was the ship.
I think you probably answered the question by thinking that it was a battleship.
So no, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, I clearly hasn't spoken to you about that then.
Are you playing Battlefield 6?
Oh, I will, yeah, it's coming out this week. Battlefield is my first-person shooter game. It's my favourite one. Well, apart from Quake, but Quake and Unreal Tournament, neither of them release, so... I'm left with Battlefield. Not Battleship. It's not going A3, miss. A4, hit. Yeah. My games require a little bit more depth than that, thank you very much. Yes.
It's like, we reached the 6th. How different can you get at that point?
Yeah, that was like where your minds go off on different tracks. Because you said A2, I'm like, what? It's like, didn't make any sense to me at all. Until I realized you meant Battleship.
Sorry. Anything else that's coming up for you? Because I know you have a couple great videos as well, right?
There's a Mandalorian and Grogu video, which I've meant to have it out to like the last 3 days, but had to stop for one reason or another. As for that, I have like topics written down somewhere that I need to get to, but I can't remember offhand what they are. Next one's Star Wars, though.
Yeah. The lack of Star Wars to a lot of Star Wars news with the
No,
trailer.
You feature in my next video, actually, because it's about Mandalorian and Grogu, and it features an R compilation. and so it has you going, oh my god, it's amazing!
Oh, please, so much more.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff.
You're welcome.
But it's from a load of people where you are in there.
Yeah.
I literally went, who would have done this? And then it was just, I looked up like the daily react that you do with Tugs, and it was like, yeah, obviously that's what happened.
You're welcome. The Dead Man for 490 says, holy crap, I had a dream last night that I was at a meetup with Gary and Dan. Weird. Why is that weird? They have met each other. So why would that be weird?
Like I controlled the future. I generated this reality. He's gonna start spinning a top to see if he's still dreaming.
Amazeballs. You know, I think this is actually pretty good. Mostly because I have to pee is why I'm doing this. If I didn't need to pee, I think
ending a stream because I have to pee.
Yeah. And I think the fact that we hit 2 topics, even though they were so short-lived on 2 topics.
The second topic was like 3 minutes long.
We made it though. We did it.
I don't even think it was the best topic. It was just like Netflix, that'll do. It was like, okay.
That'll do.
It was like, there was definitely better topics in the list to choose.
We spent more time on other things than that. And, you know, I appreciate you, Disbrew. I honestly, you know what? It's like over-prepared, but we don't really need it.
We genuinely, there were about 20 different articles that were between us in the back in the chat.
But we didn't make it to more than 2, and I forced the second one. Realistically, we didn't need the second one.
Yeah, I think it was already past time. You're like, I should end. But
it's
heard
in
of
the
Netflix?
title. It's in the title, so
yeah, that's what Wicked gets done first. She's like, I will hit the title, then we'll see what happens.
Yep. So yes, I need a snack and a nap, and that's my night. So
you're gonna down maple syrup.
Yes,
like any Canadian.
That is how I fall asleep. So thank you, chat.
Did you ever see MILF Manor 2?
No.
Season 2, they were set in Canada, so they had maple syrup as one of the challenges, and one of the challenges was it was the first challenge. There was a guy stripped down to like basically nothing but tiny underwear, and he was covered in maple syrup.
Ew.
And the women had to transfer the maple syrup from him to a tube by any means necessary, but they couldn't bring the tube to him. So a lot of them were like, I'm gonna lick it off and then spit it into the tube. And one of the women I'm just gonna lick him. That's all she did. She didn't care about the tube at all. Didn't care if she'd lost. She just wanted to lick the man.
That's disgusting.
That's MILF Manor.
Well, you're welcome, chat. For
Every single one of these, the women's introductions were amazing. It was like, I've had 2 divorces, I've had 3 divorces, I've got 4 kids, I've had 7 divorces. Like, every single person that came out.
Just brew. I feel like I'm Ian right now.
She can literally end the stream at any second she wants to just by clicking one single button.
That is true.
This is not my fault.
But I need to listen to this.
I'm just gonna keep talking until she ends the stream.
And now I need to pee because I might piss my own pants. So I hope you guys...
They needed to know that. That's enhanced the stream no end.
You're welcome. I hope you all have a great evening. Thank you so much for the super chats. Wicked, I hope your channel's not taken down, and we will see you guys.
Why were we taken down? We're talking about literature. We did a literature review on the stream.
Guys, next week is the 100th episode. Just saying.
Supposedly.
Well,
I think this was I think literature reviews make this as a high class stream. This was civilized,
just like the
perfunctory,
hookers.
on time. It was a high IQ stream.
Like the hookers. Okay, good night. Bye.
Yes, their IQ is 69.